So the party's in the Venice-like city of Ikram. Rhea's hometown, which reminds me I should probably check and see if she's said anything yet. Nope, okay. And whilst taking some time... Oh, hang on. Let me see what the... I just need to get Ray all set. Okay, neat. Thank you, Randy. This is how to get in touch with me.
I'll keep that in mind.
All right, let me try and invite her here. It shows her offline, but I guess we'll see. It should be the same ID. Please stand by for some technical issues.
Somebody start humming Lady from Ipanema.
I was about to say it's me, then Randy, and then that. So we could do the wave thing across the top of the screen.
We could just play yakety sax.
Nice.
All right, I'll beatbox. Hang on. No, just kidding.
Nice. Oh, it's not going to let me see my meeting ID now. Oh, there, yeah. Yes, it will. Okay. Send this to her. Poop. Today is little Daniel's birthday. He's turning 9. And
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Oh, I'll pass it all. In fact, I'll play this for him. Tomorrow for sure. Oh, it's so weird that it's... you know what? Let me check in with her regarding which email she used. So, she's... This is, oh, good. There she is. Yay.
I need my partner in crime. Literally.
Step 1 complete. We have video. It looks like the audio might not be working for her.
3 weeks in a row, audio never worked for me.
Oh.
I remember that, and I'm like, ah!
Thank you.
So little Daniel got okay. Of course, every story has like 18 different steps I've got to add. So their oldest sibling, Lily's 15 now. She'll be 16 in July. She got an iPhone from her biological dad in Rhode Island. Surprise! Didn't tell us. And she got it when she was around 9. She just came home with it one summer. So that set a precedent, of course, that everyone at 9 wanted some sort of, iPod Touch or iPhone. And so we sort of curbed that a little bit. But as we got new phones, we had old phones left. So JJ, when he's 11 now, he recently turned 11. When he turned 9, he got a phone. So Daniel was just expecting a phone. We didn't have a phone to give him. My old one I gave to a friend who needed it. And anyway, his Nana had an old iPod Touch 3. And she gave it to him for his birthday. And the kid... We got it set up today, and he's taken like 8 million pictures and messaged everybody with I love yous and little videos. And I'm like, oh, you are precious child. So it's been an interesting
It's so sweet.
Day. Yeah. And he got his little Wreck-It Ralph, Fix-It Felix mini arcade toy that he wanted. So between that and the phone today, it's been fun. Your hair will look better. If it's a different color. Ooh, awesome. How about gray? I'm trying to get this gray in real bad here. Can you see?
Yes.
I
We
heard
heard
you.
you.
I love my... Oh,
Sorry.
no,
So-
that's
sorry,
good.
not about your hair. Oh my god.
Ah, she was just there.
Oh, no.
Victoria, no.
Come back. We heard you.
Damn it.
Yeah, right. Warren, I'd probably go with green, if anything. Maybe like a candy apple green. One of those, or
I'm
dark...
thinking blue. I see blue.
I could do a blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think...
Green. You don't want green with the wall,
No.
because then you're going to chroma key.
That would be
Unless you
brilliant.
want to be Daddy Warbucks. Are you there, Victoria?
Nice.
Speak to me.
Hi, Victoria.
Hello. Poor Victoria.
Yeah. We haven't had any severe tech issues in a while, so I guess it was due.
I guess we were due, yeah.
Yeah.
Precious water.
Oh, precious beer.
Oh, nice. Ooh, with a little cozy on it. Nice.
Mr. Vader.
Ooh. Oh, that's awesome. Liam has this big plush. It's like the oval things. There's a name for them. I can't think of them. They're sort of like beanies, but they're like oval. And he's got a big Darth Vader one. He wanted to give it to Daniel for his birthday. I'm like, well, you bought that with your money, though, buddy. You hang on to
Oh,
that.
that's so sweet.
Yeah, but I want to give him something. It's like, we'll make something together. Don't
I
worry.
see her, but can she hear us?
Let's see if
Can you
we...
hear us? Make sure your audio's all.
Yes.
Headphones in and plug
Oh my
them
gosh, I can hear you.
Yay!
There we go.
Huzzah!
Oh my
Don't be
god.
sorry at all.
Yeah, no. We're not going to start without you.
Word. All right, this will give me a minute to tweak this anyway. Man, they must have changed the window size on me again or something. Every so often they'll do that, and then my captures will be totally zany. There we go. Let me try it this way instead. Yoink. So, let's put my multitasking skills to the test. So watch out. Yes, the party was, recovering, meeting back up, sorting some things out in the Davenstaar compound. Again, in the Venice Lake city of Ikram. This terrible storm has been battering the landscape, almost anchored over Ikram, but just in your travels too, as Thaxel would have noticed, and here and there, we've talked about it a little bit, that it's an unnatural. These are unnatural weather changes and storms and everything else that's coming along with this. Cities moderately flooded, and while they were, I think it was dinner, enjoying either lunch or dinner, and talking some things out, making some plans, out the window, a huge rumbling sound started shaking the house, excuse me, and turned out to be a massive tornado touching down on the other end of Ikram, swirling and picking up debris, flinging it about. Wow, you have very voluminous hair, Rhea. Looks really nice. When the light came on, I hadn't seen it before.
Oh,
I
yes.
was like, oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. I'm jealous.
What you get when you go to the beach for the day. So.
Nice.
Oh yeah, sorry about that.
If my hair could look like that after a day at the beach, I'd be set
Right?
for that.
I'm just like, that never happens to me.
What's that?
And I do have to say, because of this tornado coming, I blame it for bringing the tornado weather here last week. So thanks.
Ah, nice.
Thanks for that.
All right. Well, we're underway. So I forget who, if anyone, went up to the window to look. I feel like someone had, but I can't recall.
That was me.
Ah, okay. Thaxel, so you see this just touching down, engulfing whole city blocks as it just kind of picking up debris and flinging it about.
Have I ever seen? I would maybe.
I don't know. I feel like there aren't too many tornadoes up near, the Crestwood Mountains.
Yeah.
It'd probably be your first time. You probably would have at least heard of them. You'd know this was a part of weather, given your clan and stuff. But
Okay.
definitely the first time seeing it, I think.
Guys.
Yeah.
There's a big thing, and it's spinning. There's a thing.
It better not be another dragon, honestly.
No,
Creature?
no.
Is it a poo flying a piglet?
I don't know the word. It's like it's a
I go look to see what she's saying.
It's like a
Words?
twisting
Girl's gonna
thing.
follow to the window.
Words?
Yeah.
Do I recognize it?
It's a twisting thing.
Make a history check, Harry. You may. Oops.
13.
No, probably not. It doesn't
Do I know
happen
it's
to.
weather related? Could I call?
Yeah.
I just look at that. So it's the weather. Like, you do this all the time. Versions of this. Can't you just make it go away? Isn't that like a thing?
I don't know. I don't know what to do.
I've seen you bring storm clouds.
Well, that's a storm cloud.
A storm cloud.
That's a thing that goes like this. I don't know what that is. It's a thing, and it twists.
It's a weather thing.
Doesn't mean I know what to do.
Some glasses fall off the table and shatter on the floor.
I'm going to say get away from the windows and maybe
I mean,
hide.
Can we go to the basement?
Yeah, is it coming?
Oh, wine cellar.
Coming
Wine
closer
cellar.
to us or going
Oh,
farther?
yeah,
I
let's
like
go to the
this
wine cellar. Yes, if we're going to ride this out, we're doing it in the wine cellar.
Yeah.
okay.
All right. I'll show you where the wine cellar is.
Oh,
Excellent.
perfect. I'm gonna run and grab Tassos' hand as we head
Okay.
like a Yankee can.
Ooh,
Ari's gonna grab food on the way down.
nice. Okay. You should clear off one of the servers over there at the tables. That's amazing. All right. You all rush down. There's different, bits of furniture that are shaking. Some chairs are rattling on the floor. Portraits falling off the wall, and you hear things falling and shattering around the house. A number of other servants are rushing about too, being directed mainly by Rhea and Tassos, and they have Magdalena on it too, getting everyone down here to the wine cellars, as they're pretty large wine cellars and they can house everyone. It's a mad rush, and it gets a little bit crazy as there's a bottleneck down the stairwell down to Harry's food precariously stacked up in her arms. Everyone has to carefully wait their turn as they're cramped, but also everyone's rushing to go down these stairs carefully without causing a stampede. Everyone finally makes it down into the musty wine cellar and finds a different spot to rest in. Some of the wine bottles are in there slanted. There's casks of wine. There are bottles down here that are in slanted shelving. However, some are on perfectly horizontal shelving, and they begin to slide. And every so often, one or two drops off and breaks on the floor. The floor is covered in some loose dust. It has some vines, some roots down here that come up through the cellar. Very stale air, but great for wine. And if nothing else, you have a bundle of food from Airy and plenty of wine. As you all sit and wait, and this locomotive sound grinds closer, and you hear up above some windows shattering and thunder bellowing over the sound of this train crashing through, coming closer block by block.
Rhea, Tassos, like, does this happen often? You live here. I haven't seen this. The one person I thought who knew the weather can control it doesn't know what's going on here.
Dan?
I can
is
try.
normal?
This is not normal. No, it's definitely not tornado prone.
All right. No.
Is there
No,
any?
Eric. Mm-mm.
Could I don't know. Could I try something with my folks' days?
What would you like to try?
Oh God, I don't know. I want to try. I don't know if this will work. Like harness the wind. God. Yeah, that's the only thing I could think that she would know how to, because it's wind related, so she would try to just control the wind. That's what she would try to do.
Okay. And I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, Dax, do you think we can counter it with our own lightning?
I don't know. Is lightning going to do something? Do you want to try?
We'll try the wind and then we'll see. Meanwhile, Dina's opening a bottle of wine and just...
How are you so calm? All I have prepared is wind wall, but I would have to actually go outside.
Okay. You let me know what you want to do, and I'll let you know how it goes. And maybe we'll have some rules in there.
I'm going to die if I go outside.
I'll go with you.
Alright.
Yeah, all I can do is pray it away. So unless you think that's going to help.
You do that. Because that hasn't worked for me in the past. So can I peek, because we're in the basement, right? Wine cellar, basement.
Yes.
I want to climb up the stairs carefully, poke my head out. And then I can do this at a point within 120 feet. Can I do it outside of whatever wall I can see, whatever window I see?
Yeah, I mean, if you have line of sight, I'm pretty sure you can do it.
Yeah, whatever windows I see, I'm going to cast wind wall and just make it's a 50-foot long, 15-foot high wall. And it's going to be shaped like a wall.
Okay. So you carefully, with the stairwell a little, shaky as you're walking up, climb your way back up out of the wine cellar, and you've got to traverse the house again. On the other end of the house is the side that the tornado is coming from. So you cut back down through a few hallways. Let's see. What's Tassos? How's Tassos gonna? He's going to try and just, as you're standing up, kind of grab your hand and be like, are you sure you want to do this? You need a hand?
No,
I'll be right there with you.
Well, I don't know. I mean, no. Yes, come with me. That'd be great.
All right.
Stay behind me. That would be probably best.
You
Yeah.
got it. And he heads up as well behind you. Dina as well. And you again traverse the building over to the other side. And this tornado, as you're looking at it now that it's only maybe 2.5 blocks away, you can't see the sides of it from this window. It's just taken up like numerous city blocks. And while you don't see any buildings collapsing or anything as it engulfs them. There's now this driven rain that's pouring horizontally against the house and against the windows. Most of the windows here have already broken out from the pressure difference. So you're able to get a clear line of sight and cast that. If you would roll either an Arcana check or a Nature check to go along with what you're trying to do here.
I'm not good in either of those. Surprisingly, not with nature. That's kind of weird, but that's fine. Yeah, right. 4.
Okay. And Tassos just kind of, the wind is so strong that you pushing against it is the only thing keeping you upright. Tassos puts a hand on a shoulder and a shoulder blade to kind of support you. Yes, Malagus? Oh, you may be muted.
Explain why no one can hear me.
Oh, no.
I would have gone as well.
Oh.
Casting mage armor on the way and preparing to use my arcane ward to protect anyone in case there's debris.
Nice. Okay.
Also paying close attention to what the hell is going on here.
Okay.
Yep. And
Dina?
Dina'd like to do an Arcana check on the storm.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
Erin be at the bottom of the stairs. She wouldn't have gotten up, but she's listening to them. She can't.
I would have done one of the. Yeah, I would have done one of those like halfway in between where I'm like, okay, I'm Aries still at the bottom, they're at the top. Like, what am I doing?
Nice.
It's a 24 for Arcana, and Dina's just there, and she's kind of like studying it, and she's got kind of, and she's drinking out of the wine, and.
Okay. There doesn't seem to be anything arcane about the storm itself. Definitely something unnatural. Nothing arcane about the storm. However, you do sense some arcane elements from within it.
What are we learning?
I don't know yet. Hold on. What are we learning?
Oh, you're muted.
Telephone, guys. We're playing.
Sorry.
No problem.
The storm's not magical, but there's magic in it. There's something magic. There are magical elements inside the storm.
What?
Something caused this?
Yes, I think so.
What?
Has anybody tried reaching out to a Carrie?
Huh?
Who?
I'm going to assume Thaxel can't hear. Because
Okay.
wait, where are you at, Dina? Are you?
I'm probably about 10 feet behind you.
Okay, maybe I can hear you.
Who has the conch shell?
I don't. Demalagus.
Valagus does.
Mm.
Honey, will you blow on that thing? See if she can come help us.
Yeah, that's not what this does.
Oh.
It actually banishes people to another plane.
Can we banish that to another plane?
Yes. Does that work that way?
I don't think so.
Damn it, y'all. Figure something out, please. I really like my house the way it is.
But Demalagus will mentally pray to Akari,
Okay.
entreating her for some sort of assistance.
Same. Asking the voice, like, is this you?
Nice. The voice is like, oh, I don't know. How would it respond? Is it going to be sassy? No, I guess it's just going to be disconnected. No, this is not me.
You're so helpful sometimes. I don't know what this is.
Nice.
I suppose I'll pray too. Joaquin, please. My lady, is this you?
Let's see. Who did the first? Demalagus was praying to Akani. Demalagus, roll a religion check if you would, and Rhea as well. Actually, make it a percentage die if you would.
Okay.
And Zelkari, I don't want to skip you or anything, but no worries if you can't have your camera on or even your mic if you want to type it. If there's anything that you want to do, please let me know.
She said that she would stay far back with Rhea but keep watch. She's
Okay.
with her husband right now.
Oh, neat. Okay. All right. So she's staying back there with Rhea then, just safeguarding the citizens of the house and keeping an eye on like what the fork's going on. Okay. Demalagus.
85.
Okay, and Rhea.
15.
Okay. Demalagus, you don't get a response. At least you're waiting for one. Nothing immediate.
Could I yell out to Dina? Dina, you're the magic person over here. Can I dispel this? Is this magic, or is this actually like nature shit?
You may be able to dispel the elements inside of it. Yeah, there's magic inside of it. If we can dispel that, yes.
In order for my dispel to reach it, I'd have to be killed by it, basically. I have 120 feet I can reach. I'll also think in my mind, Rothakir, do you have any insight here?
Let's see. You know what? Roll a percentage dice for.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see.
Do I think my wings would keep me aloft in this?
So that's the same thing.
You're unsure because of the strength of the winds, possibly. But
Because
I mean,
they're not regular wings.
yeah, I think that it might be possible. It would probably rely on rolls mechanically.
Okay.
Dina, do you think we
Demalagus.
both could fly him there?
Anybody want to get into it?
I also have dispel magic.
I can
But
get somebody into it without being blown away quickly, and then
Oh,
right back out.
yes.
oh,
I have Dimension Door.
I love. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like our best bet.
I could get somebody, take somebody with me, and take somebody out, and then it'd be parched, but we could go and go.
We can try.
And I can, Rhea and I can take to the air and be safety nets if needed.
Yes.
I can also dimension door and fly and dispel.
Nice.
Okay.
That's
This is
the same
not time to brag.
All right.
All right, so let's do this.
Okay. And Demalagus, what was your percentile roll?
54.
Oh, okay. So Demalagus, as you, as everyone's plotting and planning, you hear from Rothakir. Demalagus, so good to hear your voice. Well, and you, once again, you kind of feel his breath on your ear, it's like as though he's standing behind you, leaning forward over your shoulder. Oh, that's quite a storm. What is it you need? Salvation? Information? How can I help you, Demalagus?
Information.
Well, you must want to know of this storm. It has a very unnatural presence. These tornadoes, as they're called, don't often touch land around here. But there's a danger that lies within. In large storms and tornadoes like these, you'll find that wind elementals and water elementals like to hitch a ride. So, beware. Even if the storm passes, you may have some elemental issues to deal with. I can sense many in there.
Thank you. And I will say aloud, I do believe there's some elementals at play here, air and water. Most likely, even if we stop the storm, we may still be in considerable trouble in all of Ikram.
Maybe that's what the magical element is that I was sensing in the middle of the storm.
So it's not wise then to go.
It may not be.
Yeah.
Would this ring a bell with? Have I heard of this? Elementals that cause storms.
Roll a history check and see if you've come across any info like that.
13.
You know that they are attracted to storms. Not so much that they would cause one, but the larger, more powerful the storm, the more attractive it is to these elementals, and sometimes enough to make a number of them join and create a bit of a threat after.
Kind of hitch a ride.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll explain that to them.
So is it more dangerous to let them be here than try to diminish the storm? Because it seems either way they're gonna be here.
The problem is, can we fight in the air? How many of us can fight in the air? We cannot do projectile weapons, so no arrows, no crossbows, none of that. We're fighting elements, most likely air and water. If that's what we're fighting, we can risk it. I mean, but if
Do
you're
we wait till it passes?
the thing is, I mean, if you dimension door in there, and then dimension door right back out, you're still going to be falling at some point. It's not
I
like
can
you
fly.
And the person and can you carry a person with you?
I can take one person with me.
Just if we fly into the storm to try to dispel whatever magical essence in there, it may not be something magical, someone magical. It may be something. It may be elementals, which we may end up fighting. I don't know.
Would we know if the elementals are causing the magic, or is that the magic vibe we get? Is the elementals?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You would think so.
From mine and Dina's Arcana knowledge, and Demelius.
Yeah. Very likely that.
Well, what do I need to do? Because
I don't think this is something you can do, sweetie. So if you want to drop the wall, I mean, that might be protecting the house right now if it's in front of you or in front of us. But
it does seem
leave
to
it
be.
up.
Yeah. How long can you leave it up, darling?
1 minute.
Sounds like prom night.
So that's like 10 rounds from what I hear.
Yeah. So I think we're best writing this out for now down in the cellar.
Okay.
I
Destroy the
agree.
town.
There's not much we can do. I don't think.
Unless we want to go into the middle of a storm, risk going into the middle of a storm and fighting an unknown number of elemental creatures in their element, if you will.
I really don't like the idea of having another, what was that douche's name? Cramash or whatever. I don't want another one of those right now.
Right.
So,
Then we're
Fine.
probably best to write
do
it
I
out.
can I drop this so I can get the fuck out of here? That'd be great.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. And I drop it and grab Tassos and I run back down to the root cellar or the wine cellar.
Okay. So you head down. You see Rhea standing atop the stairs along with Zelkari.
Is there a corner upstairs where I can kind of tuck myself away where I'm not too exposed and kind of keep an eye on the storm?
You could certainly. There are rooms up there that you'd have access to, since.
I don't want to be in a room. I was thinking just in the hallway near the stairs, maybe where I'm not directly in the line of the window, but close.
Sure.
I can kind of angle. Yeah. She's going to try and find a place to kind of tuck up on the floor against the
Okay.
wall and keep an eye on the storm.
All right.
Freya would have grabbed a bottle of wine and once everyone got downstairs, shut the door and put herself against the door, like on the other side, not on the root cellar side. She's going to ride the storm out on the
What are
house
you
side.
doing?
Oh. Okay.
As a cantrip, Ari just like looks, sees Adina's not coming, and sends message.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
I want to keep an eye on this, just in case.
Okay. So every hour or so, if Dina doesn't come back, depending on how long it lasts, it's another hour. She'll go check on her again.
Okay.
All right. And Rhea, you have a pendant to Joaquin, right? Is that right?
Yes, I do.
Okay. From where you were standing there at the very top of the stairwells, it's a straight shot down a very long hallway to the other end of the house. And so a very small framing of the outside and the broken windows. You can see through one window. And you feel, after saying your prayer with the roll you had, a bit of a warmth to your pendant against your skin. And this tornado changes course slightly and starts moving just along the edge of the house instead of over it. Before you head downstairs, or were you heading downstairs, or were you staying there?
No, I was going to stay at the top of the stairs with the door shut, so that way I'm outside, I can watch the storm. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to just do my own percentile check here to see what happens to the house while this passes by.
And I'll just mentally think, thank you.
You feel a little burst of the warmth in the pendant before it slowly disappears. Okay. Jeez. Okay. So, there's a fair bit of debris. The wind is still rattling the house. It's still that pervasive train locomotion sound rumbling through. Everyone that's huddled down amongst one another, bundled up in the wine. So at least the servants of the household. Tassos gives Thaxel's hand an extra squeeze, as he's also keeping an eye, up the stairs for Rhea, making at the door there, keeping an ear out in case.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
So down in the basement, we're missing 2 party members, right?
Yes.
Okay. Demalagus is going to open the door.
Wait, I thought just Dina was up there.
Dina's all up again at the end of a hallway.
Dina's upstairs. Rhea's right outside the door, basement door at the bottom of the stairs.
Yeah, when you guys all went through the door, she would have acted like she was going down, but instead turned and shut the door and stayed on the outside. It's my house, y'all.
Aries on the other side of the door. Woman! Pounding.
Sarla, can't hear you. There's a storm outside.
Right by the door, then next, if Demalagus is coming up too, I'm right by on the other side of the door.
Yeah, you want to work together to force this door?
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Excuse me, that's amazing. Ray, do you want to keep the door shut on them, or when you feel them pushing it open, do you want to let it open?
Is this would this have happened before or after I felt the warmth from mine?
This would probably be just after, or just as it's starting to fade.
I'd probably try and keep the door shut. Okay. Yeah, I'd probably try.
All right, Ray, if you would make an athletics check then, and since it's effectively a grapple, Demalagus, so since you're both doing it, you can either both do it independently, or one of you can do it with advantage. It's up to you, but it'll be either athletics or acrobatics.
I am weak as shit.
Oh, the weakest party members are all fighting over this door.
Yep. It's going to be funny.
Did you want to just roll with advantage, Demalagus? I'll just help you.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Okay, advantage, right. That means one more die. Here we go. Maybe I'll roll good. Okay, that would give me a 17 in acrobatics.
Ooh, and Rhea?
A 12.
Oh, okay. You hold it for a good 10-15 seconds, but the force of both Demalagus and Aerie, and they get like a foot in and they both pop out into the hallway there as the door closes, after they pass through with your strength.
I would let you do this alone.
What? I'm just trying to watch out for you. Y'all can stay downstairs. It'll be all right. I promise. She's watching out for me.
Wait, are we all going upstairs now?
No, everyone is going downstairs. Oh, yeah. God, you're idiots. Get down. Dina, where the hell are you?
I don't. No, this isn't cool. If y'all are going upstairs, I'm going upstairs too. Y'all are not leaving me out.
Somebody
Of it.
needs to keep
inside
an
of
eye
the
on this. Look, somebody needs to keep an eye on the storm. I'm fine. If it
Yeah,
gets
me.
back, I'll come down.
No, no. If
No,
anybody should be watching it, it should be me because I don't understand this shit.
No, y'all, this is my home. If anybody's gonna watch it, it is gonna be me. Now get your asses
This is my
downstairs.
house.
I do not want to hear one more argument. None.
Ma'am?
Rhea, what magic do you have?
I have God's magic. She's already done a lot.
Wonderful. The magic that's in the storm is arcane. I don't think your god covers that. So,
You'd be surprised.
yes, no, gods. Ugh.
Please just let me go. I'm taller than you.
I mean, Dean is still all the way upstairs arguing. She's just like, I'm not moving.
I'll just hold hands in the hallway of the storm cellar. Is that a fair compromise? We'll keep the door open so we can all watch.
Deal.
But can I
Everybody
see?
in the stairs.
Is there a view of the storm from there?
Yeah, because I want to see it. I don't want to be stuck in the back. I want to see it. I wanna
You can
fucking
see outside the broken windows where you were all standing before, but it's down across the house, so it's quite a ways away. So by the time you can see it, it's looking through a little window in the distance.
Oh, I'm just gonna sit at the top of the stairs.
Neat.
I'm
I'm
an
gonna
adult. I can take
I'm
care of
going next to
myself.
Dina.
Okay.
Zelkari, where would you like to be in all of this?
She, she's just watching them bitch. And she's staying downstairs.
Okay.
See everybody. But she's more focused on the staff and making sure they're not panicking. Because they can bitch as much as they want, but she knows they'll be okay. So she's really more keeping an eye on the staff and making sure no one's going to have a heart attack, no one's going to, keel over, and just kind of laughing at them. But
Zelkari, if you would make a perception check, as well as Rhea, Ari, and Demalagus. Yeah, I think Dina would be a little too far away upstairs.
perception, you said?
Please. Mm-hmm.
I always forget which one it's under. That would be
Oh, hello.
What was it, Zelkari?
14.
Okay.
That's a 6.
6, nice.
Is he giving Rhea the evil eye? Stink eye.
Demalagus?
I got a nat 20. I know that doesn't really mean anything
Still, it's a
with a
great
skill
pace
check,
to-
but it gives me a 24. So
nice. And Rhea?
I did not get a nat 20, but I have a 26.
Oh gosh. All right, Zelkari, you're just your attention is focused on all of the servants here and people making sure they're staying calm. You're doing a good job. You're keeping, slapping some faces like calm down, keeping some people in line. Ari, you're sort of listening, to Thaxel and going as the argument ensues about being let upstairs. So this is just before Thaxel's and Tassos come upstairs. Demalagus and Rhea, you both hear a moderately familiar nagging voice from down the hallway in one of the rooms near the front of the building, calling for help. Sounds like Magdalena.
Wait, who hears this?
Rhea and Demalagus.
Okay. Yeah.
Help! Somebody help me! I'm stuck up here!
I'll get. I'm going to activate my ethereal sight.
Oh, snap. All right, how would that work with a living person?
Because I think I should be able to see her.
Let me check, because that'd be a really handy way to use that.
Yeah, because I could DD her right back in.
What's it called? It's not blind sight, a true sight.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I was hoping.
Hey, I love it. I'm gonna check it out because I think it's a fantastic idea. Okay, creatures can see after specific range in normal and magical darkness, see invisible creatures and objects, automatically detect visual illusions, and succeed on saving throws against them. And perceives the original form of shapeshifter, shape changer, or creatures transformed by magic. Furthermore, they can see into the ethereal plane. Yeah, so you
Probably not.
you scan. No, but damn, I didn't realize it did all that. I forgot. That's pretty awesome. But yeah, as you kind of seek her out with this sight, you you see a couple of ghosts. As there's often some in the ethereal plane here. Certainly plenty of death in this city. However, you're not able to spot Magdalena. But it sounds like she's coming from that library that had the case with the page that was in there, and some other magical items.
I'll stomp off and get her. I don't know if you're gonna go
Oh yeah.
with me. All right.
I'll
Okay.
tell. Stay. I can get her. I can get back.
Now you guys are leaving?
No,
Never mind. We'll all go together. Whatever. Let's just go.
I was gonna say,
everyone grab
tell
a partner.
people leaving and immediately be like, what?
All right, you all
Oh, what are
coordinate.
you doing?
I watch them. I'll be like,
Magdalena, dumb bitch has gotten
Oh.
herself.
Oh, well, fuck that. I'm going to stay here and watch this thing.
Awesome.
Like, do we know what this thing is? Does anyone know what this is?
No, we don't. It's a,
elementals in a
it's a-
tornado.
yes, it's a storm that's attracted elementals.
I heard a word. Tornado.
Because
That describes the spinning of the storm. The type of storm it is.
Oh, thanks, Steve.
Of
Okay,
course.
well, I'm just.
And
Gonna
we're yelling this back and forth down the up the stairwell.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I'm gonna stay here and watch this tornado.
I'm
Have
gonna
fun
stay up here and
restoring
watch
that
it.
pitch.
I'm gonna stay up here and watch the tornado.
I'm gonna be at the door watching Demalius and Rhea go off because I just see them leave.
All right. You watch the two of them sort of dashing over, the broken glass from some of the portraits in the hallway, and even this far in the house, there's still a strong wind blowing in, moving some loose items about. You go down most of the length of that long hallway and back into the room you were in beforehand, where you'd have to take a left to go towards the front corner of the house, where that room is. And as you continue down that way, you hear her cries, of pain and calling for aid louder. You round the corner, and just this front room has had the wall knocked in. Part of the upstairs has collapsed, and you can see up into the storm, trailing off away now. But still massive. These dark gray swirling clouds still flinging debris. As you enter the room, there's a lot of, again, exposed area here. You see Magdalena caught beneath some rubble. I also need both of you to make a dexterity saving throw as you hustle into the room. There you go. Uh-oh.
13.
Okay, and Ray.
Well, I got a natural 1.
Oh, no. Oh, that's exciting.
But yeah.
Well, let's see. Oh, that's not too bad. So let's make it worse. Not just kidding.
Wait a minute.
It's a,
What can I do with my subscriber die?
You can roll.
The
Oh,
last
it's
Tuesday of the month.
okay.
And she rolled a 1. Can I help?
You know what? Subscriber dice are like all powerful, so I'll let that be added to a natural one. Yeah. So she can roll up to, I think it's a D12 for subscriber die.
oh my goodness.
You want to roll it? You want me to roll it?
You roll it because I'm rolling terribly tonight.
Okay. Okay, 9.
Ooh, okay. And you had a 6 if you hadn't.
7.
7.
Well,
okay.
it was, yeah, because I have a +6 to my dex save.
Okay. All right. There is a large piece of debris, this like a wooden picket from a fence that's just like buzzing around, going super fast. It actually blasts through part of the what's remnants of the roof up above, the terracotta tiles, and down in the room, and Demalagus at the last second shoves you aside and it falls back himself as it just moves to the floor.
Oh my goodness. Malagus, thank you. Oh my god. All right, let's get her and get out of here.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll ask either both of you to roll independent strength checks, or one of you can assist the other for advantage. To lift the rubble off of Magdalena.
Okay. Is Magdalena, can I touch any part of her?
Yes.
Okay.
Whole upper
Then
body's exposed.
I'm going to just touch her and dimension door as far back down the hallway as I can. I'm going to tell her, don't resist.
Okay.
Rhea, head back now.
Oh my gosh, it's hilarious. Don't resist. Okay. Save me. And boop. Okay. Yes, freezing. That's awesome. You dimension door right back to either the top of the stairwell or right down in the cellar if you want. Both are within the 500 feet you get with that.
Do you have to have line of... No, you don't with dimension door. That's with Misty Step.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I drop her right in the middle of the cellar.
Okay. You can see her left leg is like shattered and the right one's fairly wounded. Now that you've got her down here. Rhea, the two of them disappeared in this brief poof of smoke and brimstone. Some embers fly off.
Sorry, I forgot I was muted. All right, I'm gonna just head straight back without argument since I'm a little shooken up.
Okay. All right, you head right back down. Tassos waiting near the top of the door there as well to make sure you get in. He's like, come on, sis, get down here. Let's ride the rest of this thing out.
It's actually starting to move away.
It is.
It is.
Oh, wow. All right, well, he probably, does he know about Magdalena? No. Well, I'm sure she'll be crying and whining.
Tassos, do you want to go deal with Magdalena? She had gotten herself stuck in the library, and am in no mood to deal with her.
Rock, paper, scissors?
No.
No? All right. He turns and heads downstairs to deal with Magdalena. Anything for you, sis. Heads down the stairs. He calls a couple healers over. All right, we need to get some healing on her, and everyone else give some space. Sounds like, and he kind of updates everyone on the storm heading away. If you're all waiting out, so Dina and Rhea and anyone else that's watching watches the storm. It sort of trails out. It goes a number of blocks away, and then it starts to dissipate in strength. It's been on, it's touched down here for too long, and it starts to, before finally just, drawing back up and dissipating into the huge thunder cloud still above, still raining, still thunder. But the tornado, the funnel itself, has gone back up into the clouds. Here's a moderate amount of destruction, but the city's pretty securely built. It's more that it's knocked a bunch of the items that are not nailed down around. There are a couple of buildings that took the brunt of it, and you can see some, again, destruction in some buildings, but mostly a lot of debris floating in the flooded streets, and you're not sure about, you don't see any bodies or anything at least yet.
Can I go right outside?
Yeah, Dina's, as soon as it looks like it's kind of not too bad, she's going to go heading outside and looking for Oliver.
Harry just looks at Ray and be like, this is going to be like the second time this week you have to replace your shop windows.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it. At least we get to spend a little money on it, and, but...
Dina, you find huddled in the corner of the kennel, beneath some secure shelving. There's a high-rise area where there's usually some barrels and some stacks of hay and stuff, and Oliver's knocked all that out of the way to sort of take refuge underneath that, and is just sort of, very nervous and agitated as a creature would be.
Hello, Oliver. Good puppy. Good puppy. I cast Mage Hand, and the Mage Hand pets him while I'm not looking at him because don't want to be turned to stone.
Yeah.
So she's just gonna make sure Oliver's okay. Oliver's okay. Calm down. Not gonna go on a rampage. And looks to make sure he's got some food.
Okay, bring some food. Some of his food over.
She's gonna find his food and water. Make sure his food and water is okay, and then she'll go back to the house. Well, actually, I think she's just gonna kind of wander around a bit.
Okay.
Wander around on the property.
All right. Of course, there was a lot of destruction with that barn being destroyed there with the dragon. And a lot of the materials that were to be used in the repair have been scattered about the yard. Twigs, branches, leaves, some bricks. There's a number of different items of debris that just scattered about. Still heavy rainfall, loud cracks of lightning and thunder overhead. Flooding in the streets. You're at a bit of a higher elevation here, so it's not really too bad up here. But it is a super heavy rain. That's just sheets of rain pouring down.
The major part of the storm that just passed by us, is it still moving on?
The funnel's dissipated, but the storm itself, it's tough to tell in this amount of time. If it's moving slowly.
Can I still sense that magical essence that was coming from it?
Yes, up in the cloud. Not overhead where you all are now, but where that funnel dissipated over in that area. You still sense some of those magical creatures.
Okay. Nina happens to speak primordial.
Ooh, okay.
So, yeah. So I think she's going to... she's going to launch up a little bit, kind of head in that general direction, but not too close.
Okay.
And greet them in primordial. Hello.
Let's see.
Here for a reason.
Did anybody see this, or did Gina just go off?
I went outside, but I don't know if I'm by her or not.
Well, Faxel, it's up to you, like what area you wanted to leave out. If you wanted to head out the same way Dina went, or if you wanted to go elsewhere.
I figure we would have headed out the same way, but she went to go find Oliver, and I am just studying the sky.
Okay. An area you would have just... Actually, I don't know if you would have seen her area. Yeah, because you were down in the hallway at that point, right? So you probably would have seen her
At the
go
top
out.
of the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you going? Everybody else? I think we're going to check this out. Oh, okay, bye. I think we're going outside now.
Okay. Let
I
me
try and gather people to start following a little after Dina once I see her just disappear out alone.
Nice. As you're finally making it out, you're seeing her up into the air. So these particular elementals speak Orin and Aquan. Unfortunately, they're not high level enough to speak the primordial. So I'm going to see if they respond to you.
Isn't it just a dialect?
I don't know. That's a good question. Orin and Aquan. Let's take a look. Languages, elemental languages, group dialects. Okay, thank you. Yes, it is. All right, that makes that a much lower DC. Okay. All right, so you say that, and let's see how they respond. Let me see what their intelligence is. You call a time or two, and you can make out possibly the form of an air elemental wisping about, just dancing out of the cloud and back in nearby. It doesn't seem to respond to you because they're really stupid. But it seems to be interested enough to be hovering about. If you wanted to try anything further.
I think she's going to get a little closer. I think she's going to get within about 120 feet of it,
Okay.
if that's possible,
Mm-hmm.
and try and get its attention, call out to it.
Okay. Let's see.
Excuse me, hello.
In the Oran dialect of Primordial, this particular one kind of bobs out and separates itself from the cloud, leaving behind, presses through the cloud, and little wisps of cloud dissipate as it gets within that 120 foot, 115 foot range. What are you?
They call us tieflings.
Oh. Are you here for
But
the
my
storm?
heritage is of the Ifrit. Well, that is but one of my heritage.
I see. Have you come for the storm?
In a sense of speaking, the storm, what's brought you to the storm and brought the storm to bring the storm here?
We follow the storm. This one has great power.
Is it aware?
Now let me have it roll an intelligence check. Just oh my gosh, yeah, it has no idea what you're talking about.
Is the storm alive? Does it speak to you?
As much as any storm is alive, but it does not speak.
Does it have its own purpose other than to be a storm?
Just only because its intelligence is stupid low. I rolled a 1. It's just like, the
destruction has been great and unusual. Is there a way to move through a little more quickly?
We only follow the storm. This one seems to be going slow. I don't know.
Are you not of the air? Can you not help it along?
Let's see what it has here for.
Can I send a message? What is it? Where'd it come from? Why are you
hear back
talking
in your head? You hear back in your head, I'll tell you in a minute, shush.
She walks back to the house.
Nice. All right. Let's see. It has a whirlwind. 20 feet. We work in harmony with the storm. We don't speed it. We don't slow it. Sort of looks about and looks down. I'm returning to the storm.
Then continue to move on, please.
Turns and leaves little wind smoke trails. It heads back up into the cloud and disappears into it.
Fucking in her head. And she
Awesome.
she comes back down, puts the wings out, and oh well, they're riding the storm. It's one of the less intelligent of the air elementals. Very unintelligent. It's couldn't get much information out of it. Just that the storm it's moving slow, and there are several, both air and water elementals that are moving along with it, which is why it's unusually heavy. They're adding, it's kind of an additive thing. They're adding to its power. But it's a slow moving storm, so it's going to be raining for a while. And windy.
Are you
Did you,
talking?
go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Who were you directing that to? I'm sorry.
Anybody who is in the area.
Okay.
Did you find out where it was before or where they're going?
It wasn't smart enough to tell me that. Just that they're following the storm, and the storm has its own path.
All right.
I mean, do you think all of this is us? I mean, like, there's a dragon attack that came here, a storm that came attack this town. Like, I mean, we seem to be really bad luck on things coming here to destroy this town.
I don't. It may be the combination of powers, entities involved with us that are attracting more than the usual attention by other power and entities.
I mean, it's got to be something. They've never had dragons here before. We're here for a week. You guys get hit by dragons. A few days later, we're all back here, and now there's this crazy storm here. Like,
correlation is not causation. Correlation is not causation, Ari.
Is Dina smart enough to know that phrase?
Actually, yes, she is.
Oh, okay.
She's not very wise, but she's got the smarts.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just saying, since we've been together, we've attracted some things that we kind of have to say are our fault. But like you just said,
it could very well be, or it could just be coincidence or happenstance. Shit happens.
Well,
how long ago was the dragon attack? Like a week or a couple days?
Couple days,
yeah.
First time is
we're planning on going to the next town, so we can just see if it follows us.
Exactly. First time is happenstance. Second time is coincidence. Third time, it's enemy action.
That's a quote.
Thank you, James Bond. So that's what we're dealing with.
Well, I think I'd like to see exactly what this thing did to my house.
You clean up.
Yes, we should see if anyone else was trapped as well.
Yep. Oliver is fine, by the way.
Axel's going to stay outside.
Dina will be staying outside too. Again, 'cause she's got a little bit of time left on those wings, so if it's needed, she can help out.
Before everybody disperses, though, I would say that I just want y'all to know that I did pray for us, and there was a moment that my holy symbol glowed, and the storm started to move away. So, believe it or not, your arcane magic was manipulated by my divine.
That makes perfect sense.
Axel's ignoring
God
you.
likes you.
Lost a lot.
That's nice.
And we should stick together in case there's any random elementals still about that aren't as friendly to have a chat with us. Plus, if someone's in trouble, we can work together rather than just everyone get lost. And then someone calls down a pit, I've got to teleport you out. It's a pain. Let's just stick together.
I am not going to go clean up a house.
I'm sorry, who was it that died in the fight? This look at Valagus.
I've never died.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, like why didn't you die?
Wrong person.
Why didn't you? You almost did.
Okay.
Oh, I've missed all of you so much. I go help Ray clean up her house.
I'm
We're not
saying
even cleaning. We're just looking.
Yeah,
We're looking to see the damage.
I don't care I'm sorry that there's damage to your house. I want to stay outside. I'll be
Okay.
inside a little bit.
I'll let Tassus know that you're outside while the rest of us are.
Sure. Or I'll just find him later. God.
No worries. It's not a problem at all, dear.
All right.
Bless your heart.
That's awesome.
Oh, don't bless my heart. Mean nothing. No.
I know what that really means.
Yeah.
I'll tell you later.
So actually, you're staying outside. The heavy rain pattering off your scaly hide and such as you're taking in the weather and its effect on the town. Rhea, you see that aside from that front corner, the damage to the front corner of the house there, which is essentially just the upper room and part of the roof and about a quarter or a third of the lower room where a lot of debris was sent in. It's in relatively good shape considering this thing that just came through. The yard's a mess. You've lost some of the terracotta tiling up above on the roof. Windows are blown out. Here and there's some piece of wood or some piece of debris that picked up enough speed to go through the exterior of the house. But nothing too structural to worry about except for the very front corner of the house there.
Okay. Not the terracotta. Okay. I think we'll be okay.
Nice.
Okay.
And Thaxel, I guess if you want to make just a nature check with advantage as you're spending some time out here, assessing this again.
Forgot I was muted. Nature, that's a 15.
Okay. The storm does seem to be moving slowly. It's got a ways to go because it's a rather large storm. The direction it's coming from, it still extends out there. Again, very unnatural for this area and just in general. These are usually created only in certain parts of the continent at certain times of year. This feels very off, out of whack, out of control almost.
She's just gonna stay there for a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Zelkari, you've made sure everyone is slapped as needed and comforted as needed. I need to change cleric your name over to the proper thing. I'm sorry, I forgot all about that. There were some healers in there that were healing Magdalena's legs, getting him at least back into one piece. But otherwise, you hear at one point Tassos call down the stairs, or Rhea, whomever wants to get there. Don't want to step on toes either. Saying coast is clear, you can all come up. And one by one, they're sort of brought up. Magdalena first on a bit of a stretcher. And she's, all the histrionics. I mean, obviously she's really in pain too from being hurt, but she's definitely like milking it for everything it's worth. She feigns passing out a couple of times and some other things like that. So, because that's very Magdalena. All right. Demalagus is an Aerie. What would you two like to do?
Yeah, Aaron's just kind of walking around if Rhea needed help or just to sum up all the areas to see if anything
Okay.
is okay. That's all part she's doing and waiting for everybody to come back in and figure out what we're going to do about this.
Okay. And Demalagus?
Demalagus is looking for anything unusual with his ethereal sight. Anything that wasn't there before. Any big changes.
Are you walking about the house? Where would you like to walk to do that? Because it goes out pretty far.
Yeah, I would be outside. of the house.
Okay.
I mean, I'd have to walk through the house to get outside, but
Okay.
I would walk through like part of the house, good part of the house, and then go outside.
All right. Let me make a roll for something timing wise. Okay. So you're perusing the house and you're getting ready to head outside around the same time that the servants start coming up out of the basement. Zelkari, are you going to be going upstairs as well once all the servants clear out?
Yeah, I would definitely make sure they're all cleared out and then go find either Demalagus or Thaxel, whoever I see first.
Okay. And we probably see Demalagus first as he's scanning the house, getting ready to head outside. Demalagus, you see, once again, the spirit of that tiefling adrift behind Zelkari. Sad look, forlorn look. Just floating maybe 3 to 5 feet behind Zelkari.
Okay.
As far as outside, I mean, just to cover your role, once you role play whatever you want, of course, but once you get outside, aside from spirits seem to be agitated. There's quite a few, there are always spirits you see around the city, but more so than usual, probably maybe by 1.5 times the normal. Floating about, like some yelling at the living, and even though they can't be heard, and other, they all have their own things that they're doing, and torments and tortures that they're going through. Yeah.
But nothing that looks related to the storm.
No.
Okay.
All right.
And he's not going to mention that to Zelkari because I don't know if she found me or Thaxel yet.
Okay.
I would have found Demalagus first. If she saw him first, she would have.
Yeah, and Thaxel's outside. So.
Yeah. That makes sense. Are you okay, Zelkari?
Oh, I'm fine. I just have a headache from what's her name screaming and milking it for everything that she's worth. But it's fine. It's fine. Just a headache.
Yes, I think she's primarily here to be annoying. She does well, but she does know the town. She actually recommended the Den of Cupcakes to me.
Yeah, she has her uses. She's just real obnoxious is a word I would use for her. I think Thaxel will choose a few other choice words.
I'm certain she would. Her vocabulary is interesting.
At that, she'll start looking around, trying to find Thaxel.
All right. You would find her, once you head outside, you'd see her sort of standing, taking in the storm out in the front yard.
Oh, would it I don't want to creep up on her, but I kind of want to creep up on her and see if I'm going to bother her if I do that.
Okay. Well, you know what? Zelkari, make a stealth check just to try and not, to stealthily hit up, and Thaxel make a perception if you would.
That's a 10.
I rolled a natural 19.
Oh, okay. So you can sneak up as close as you want, Zelkari, without being noticed.
So she's gonna get right behind because she doesn't understand boundaries sometimes.
That's okay. Thaxel doesn't either.
She's just gonna be so what are you seeing out here?
Ah! Where the hell did you come from?
I was just walking with Demalagus, and she's just gonna point behind her, but he's pretty far back, and she's
He's nowhere near you.
Well, he was supposed to follow. She's just
Sorry,
gonna
what?
give him a face.
There's ghosts. This one's sort of funny.
What's
Nearly
it
headless.
doing? All right.
What's up?
She's be like, so I wanted to invite you to the den of cupcakes, but now I'm worried it's gone.
Aw.
We should probably check that out.
Oh no. Oh no. I'm gonna run off to the den of cupcakes.
If I see Thaxel running off, I'm gonna go after her.
Okay.
Where are you going? Where are you going, darling?
The cupcakes may have flown away.
Would you like me to go find out? I can get there faster.
How? You know,
The
I
wings
can't
pop
too. No, woman, no. I'm going. I'm not.
Go ahead.
I am not wasting a spell slot for this.
Oh, wait. Can you wild shape into a flying thing?
No. Not yet. I haven't learned. I think that'd
You
be
want
the
me to
first
go
thing I
check
would
for
teach
you?
you. No.
I'll bring you back cupcakes if they're still up.
Yeah, but can I go? Let's just go together. Zal, do you want to come?
Oh yeah.
All right.
All right. We run off to the dungeon.
Yeah, the wings go.
Whatever it's called.
Nice. The steam coming off them as the raindrops get, within an inch or two and they evaporate. And Demalagus, are you in tow?
Yeah.
With him? Okay. And Aerie, you were also outside-ish around?
I was wandering around the house, but if I saw everybody go and then start walking, it's like, we communicate so well, everyone.
We're going to get cupcakes. You want to come? We're going to get cupcakes. Do you want to come?
You hear this, Rhea, from around the other corner of the house you're assessing.
I screamed at Rhea, apparently we're going somewhere.
We're going to get cupcakes.
Apparently there's cupcakes involved.
We'll bring them back.
It's fine. We'll go. It's fine.
Yeah,
Oh
we
my
follow.
God, are we taking a field trip? Damn it.
Yes,
All right.
apparently.
Everybody seems to run off, willy-nilly.
Well,
Look, we can't go get cupcakes without everybody going?
seriously, y'all don't even like the rain. This is I love the rain.
I'll just be like, but I thought cupcakes were.
You know, I think no, Zal and I are gonna go check out the cupcakes. We'll bring them back later.
Okay. Dina goes back to what she's doing.
All right. Well, since we're in a mood, I guess.
There was a freaking tornado came down and almost destroyed your house. I'm not anywhere near you, Rhea, but
Excellent. All right.
It's just some terracotta tile, Axel. It's going to be all right. Terracotta is not that hard to replace, okay?
what's that?
It's a type of tile, dear.
Oh, what's a tile?
It's like scales for your roof.
Chocolate
The questions
cupcakes.
never end.
Go!
Yes, please go get cupcakes. Have fun.
Okay.
So,
Angry.
Bye.
Thaxel and Zell head off into through the pouring rain at a high pace to not get soaked. Although you're probably all
There's
soaked
like
already.
Granny walking, like the really.
Power walking with the lift your knees. Yeah, perfect.
Do you need help running faster?
I got this.
Okay, I'm not waiting for you, but I'll
Awesome.
wait for you outside the thing.
Neat.
I find Demalagus on the way back since I walked next to him on the way back.
Okay, neat.
Dina's going around creating bonfires as needed, drying things off, using her mage hand to be helpful, whatever she can do to help out.
Neat. I'd say Oliver's come out and oh, you know what? I don't know if you're all going to see him, but you're on the other side of the house. Never mind, he rolled a 1. Oliver splashes through the mud to go after Thaxel. So, I mean, you're welcome to stop him or just watch as he kind of runs through
Oliver's coming, we
the
I'm letting them go. Go have fun. I am not going to stop this. I want to hear the story of the basilisk walking through the town when they get back. I want to hear this story.
Excellent. Zelkar, you see Oliver kind of hustle past you. He's up to your shoulder. Six legs running by and catches up just ahead of you to Thaxel. So the three of you now are on your way to the Den of Cupcakes. The rest of you are pulling back. Ooh, it does a leap forward and knocks you back. Actually, make a strength check, strength save.
God. No. Axel doesn't like strength saves. Let's see. Where is that? Okay, good worse. 12.
Okay, you get knocked down into the water. So he's not purposely not looking at you, but he's got the little forked tongue. He's kind of licking your face and stuff. And
that's really nice. I love you too. Oliver, I'm gonna put this rope on you.
You hear a hiss.
No, I'm gonna do the rope. Okay. I'm not gonna. It's not a restraining. Some people may think you're just scary. I love you though. I will let you.
And she's saying that at a distance.
Awesome.
Who's the best basket in the whole wide world?
He licks your face a little again. He's excited.
You're just such the best boy or girl that we haven't figured that out yet.
Right.
So it'll be like a leash to pretend like you're a pet.
Make an animal handling check.
I would love to. Nat 20.
All right. He allows you to tie the rope on for now.
Oh, for now. Don't worry. I will let this off whenever we get closer back to the compound because you are free.
Does this a time or two, but
I'm so sorry.
reluctantly kind of listens to you like, all right.
Or you could go back to the compound. It's up to you.
Starts pulling you along like whatever direction you were previously headed. You go, whoa, you stand up. And
I'll give you a cupcake for being such a good it.
Nice. All right, everyone else, heads, continues what they're doing at the house or heads back inside. Three of you are on your way to the Den of Cupcakes, and we'll take our bio break here. So for those of you that don't know, we take like an 8 to 10 minute bio break. And I'm going to go refill my water because I can't drink coffee anymore because it still tastes like dishwater. We'll all do our thing, and we'll see you here soon. We'll keep streaming, so some of us will be here, some of us won't, and we'll catch you all soon. All right. Get you shortly. Hype mug, awesome. So neat. Everyone's got their cool webcam covers.
No, I don't have it
Not
covered.
old man Dan. I'm still yelling at kids to get off my yard with your newfangled webcam covers.
It's a washcloth.
Oh, I'm gonna change my laundry too. Oh, it would help if I remembered my cup.
How you doing, huh? Looking good.
How you doing?
That's how you doing.
There we go. Perfect. What a shock you'd know that so well.
It's not like I hear it every day I stream.
All right.
I was thinking about something while I ran to get my snack, and I do this voice for Demalagus, and
Yeah.
I was thinking if I ever got to the point where it was so good that even someone who'd lived in England their whole lives couldn't tell that I
Nice.
wasn't from England,
Mm-hmm.
I would never use my normal voice again.
Amazing, right?
I would absolutely fake it forever because I love it.
That is so fantastic.
Being from Central Ohio, fun fact, maybe people watching this don't know this, but voice actors and screen actors and also especially newscasters will study how people from Central Ohio speak, which is where I'm from, because we're considered to be the only people in America that don't have an accent when we speak. We just say words. We don't have a twang. We don't have a drawl. We don't have anything fun. It's super boring. We all sound like newscasters
Ohio and
for a
Connecticut.
reason. What?
Ohio and Connecticut.
Is it Connecticut too?
They don't have like any type of dialect, any type of anything to their normal voices. So
Wow.
Right. I think that's why I love accents so much.
That's
Any
interesting.
accent, I love to hear them. All of them. Even if it's just a little tiny bit, I just love it.
Nice.
And people in Ohio can tell you what part of Ohio another Ohioan is from.
Really?
Because it does change. If you're from Southern Ohio, it's very different than Central or Northern Ohio.
I mean, kind of same with New Jersey, honestly.
I think it's the same way with a lot of the states that have some variety of areas. Some of them are a bit more empty than others, but or a lot smaller.
Our states, I can say that, there's a little bit of everything. Get me, and I start to mix all of them, mostly northern, but I start to mix. It's pretty funny.
That's awesome.
Particularly Minnesotan. That's my go-to when I'm drinking.
Nice. Let's see.
The cuteness break.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me?
Now that household where we bought the little like camera treat dispenser.
Popper.
So on my phone, like while I'm at
Oh,
work, I can like look at my puppies and talk to them and give them treats.
I love it.
So cute.
Oh, look at those eyes.
Yeah, Sammy's looking at it.
Precious. Sweetheart.
It just looks like River. It's crazy, but she went to bed, so.
I know. I was just saying. I wish my baby wasn't so old. She's already in bed.
no.
River just gets,
Still have youngins.
she just gets bored and she's like, I'm going to bed. Bye.
Oh, mine pouts and she's like, "It's bedtime."
Awesome.
Well, my bearded dragon is still sleeping, so
Still.
Has it been like
Oh my
9
gosh.
weeks?
Ages.
She's like on week 8 or 9.
Wow.
She's moving and she's seen me. Actually, I think I can see her. Her head's like at the very edge of her cave. She just doesn't look happy. But she's just a sleepy, grouchy dragon.
Oh, hello.
Sounds about right.
I miss her. They do hibernate. Yes. They do hibernate. That's correct. She just decided to hibernate late in the winter instead of like back in November, December. I have to figure out when she actually started because I think this is week 8.
I feel like it must be, yeah.
I mean, yeah. Instagram could tell me.
This is Clementine Marie Gamble. She's my daughter.
Oh.
I'm her dad.
Hmm.
She's mostly good. She tries. Not always.
I like when she like perches behind you, and all I can think about, like as a winner, is like find familiar. So she's just like acting her role. She's like, "Oh, is it time to play?"
Absolutely, absolutely.
Or she's one of your voices, just like perched behind, just always there with you.
Mm-hmm.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh, everyone's back. Oh, yeah, let me fix the names here. All right.
Yeah, we're going on week like 8 or 9.
Yeah, I thought it was closer to 9, but I couldn't remember.
Well, the last time I did anything Nova related was 7 weeks ago. I think that's when she was already asleep for a week. So yeah, next week would be 9 weeks. Good God.
Jeez.
Jealous.
Oh,
Want to go to sleep for 9 weeks.
it sounds amazing.
I'm ready to join life again.
God, I wish.
All right, let's see. No. Okay. Right in. Okay. Where's all my goodies there? Alright, looks like everyone's name tags are all set. So I guess I'll jump us back in. I guess easiest place to start is going to be the Den of Cupcakes, which as you round the corner is still standing. Most of the outdoor tables and chairs have been flung about. This all happened so suddenly. Many are down the street as you turn the corner, a good block and a half away. However, the building itself is still standing. The windows along the front have been blown in. But again, it's still standing. You see that grumpy guy is there as a server, and he's just begrudgingly sweeping up a bunch of the glass off the floor inside. He sees you all approach. We're closed.
My man! You're still here!
Can't get rid of me that easily.
Obviously. Did you see that thing?
Yeah, I saw it.
When will you be opening again?
Kind of looks the two of you over. Well, we've got some stock. It's going to go bad if we don't give it away, so come in and help yourselves.
Thank you. Can Oliver come in too?
Oh, what is that?
This is Oliver. He's
holding the broom out now like a makeshift weapon.
I'm gonna slowly. No. You're okay. Take a deep breath.
Ooh,
We've been through a lot today, yeah?
Puts the broom back up normal. If that creature of yours gets close to me, I'm attacking it.
You touch Oliver and I'll break your neck.
Baked goods are back there. Kind of has a little smirk.
Yes. Come on, Oliver, let's go inside.
He smashes in where the door was.
Yeah.
And Zelkari and Thaxel. I mean, there are a bunch of ruined baked goods back here, but there's some still in their containers where they were safeguarded from the storm and rain and wind and everything else that are yours to take.
Well, I want one of this, and one of this, and this. What do you think Dana would like? Something dark?
Probably.
Probably, so I'll take this. Oliver, what do you want? You want this?
He sticks his tongue out, doesn't seem to like that one.
Aw, it's okay.
Would like devil's food cake.
Nice.
I don't know what that is.
I feel like Deb would probably recognize it from one of the times.
Yeah, you're like, that over there. There's some here.
I mean, we might as well just collect up. Is there like a tray?
You look around, you see some trays they send people home with. Yeah, keep it out of the rain.
Great. Okay, so Zal, let's put him on. Let's put him in this little thingy. Okay. And
Don't forget you like strawberries.
Oh, I do like strawberries. Thank you. That's so hard for me to remember.
Oliver is over in the strawberry bin eating a bunch of them.
Oliver likes strawberries too. You can have as much as you want, dear. Tass is gonna like the strawberry one too. Okay, I think I have enough. What else do you want to do in here?
Number of bins.
Is the sign gone? Or was it pulled in?
Ooh, you see it. It'd probably have pulled the only thing pulled in.
Is he in view of the sign? Like, could I duck?
He has his back to you now, but you'll have to walk past him on one side or the other to leave.
Oh, wait, so he pulled the sign back out, or is it...
It's inside the building where you all are, and he's sort of at the front of the building, sweeping up all the glass from the shattered windows that blew in. So, like, he has his back to you. You're all, like, up by the counter. When you go to walk past him to leave, you know, if you were to have the sign, you might...
Oh, I don't want to steal the sign.
Okay. Yeah, the sign's back there. His back is turned to you.
I'm gonna whisper down to Zell. What are you doing?
Just watch my back, and she's gonna wipe it. And she's gonna in like really elaborate text and put the den of cock cakes, and then draw a really cute like 3-layered cake with just dicks all over it.
Nice.
Daxel's
with fancy bow ties. Yeah.
Oh my god, yes. I got way too excited for that. Daxel's gonna cast Gust on the door to whatever is left at the front to distract guy. So to try to distract him further.
What do you want to do to distract him? Or cast to distract?
Gust.
Yeah. A couple of the items up in front of him there. Some of the debris flies past a little bit. Just swept that. He goes over further to sweep up over there while Zelkari draws all these all this.
I gotcha.
She'll just like turn around, do a thumbs up, and then go back to her.
Nice. All right. Yep, you complete the sign unnoticed. You have stacks of goodies. Oliver seems to have, picked some of the baked goods that he liked and has eaten them, and seems to be eager to head back out. He likes the rain as well.
All right. Are you done here, Zelf?
Yeah, I'm good. And she'll like kind of look around. Not stealthy, but thinks she's being stealthy.
Nice.
Well, Saxo's gonna also like lean over, like, huh? Oh, huh?
Rest.
I have questions. I like it. I need to go find Ribbon. And then she's gonna walk away. Come on, Oliver. Let's go.
That's amazing.
She's just gonna like chuckle, but try and like stifle them so it's not distracting, and then just follow.
Okay, let's go,
Grab
Oliver.
one last cupcake in her hand as she's walking.
And she's like, Paxel has the tray. Bye. I don't remember your name, but it doesn't matter anyways.
I don't remember yours. Take care. Hope you
Really?
enjoy.
Oh, well, I'm Paxel.
Take care, Thaxel.
Thanks. I'm gonna walk out. Come on, Oliver. And then once we once we get out and we're heading back to the compound, I'm gonna turn and like take the rope off of Oliver.
He helps you. He's like, get that off.
I told you. You said, now let's go back. I have more strawberries for you.
Sticks his fork tongue out again.
Such a good basilisk.
All right, the three of you start heading back. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Rhea, do you want to continue scanning the house, or what else would you like to do?
Actually, I would probably, when they had their "no, we're going without you" pout off, I would find Demalagus would be down there with us, right? Because we were all having that conversation. Okay. Just want to make sure. Okay. Actually, Demalagus, this is fine. I picked up a little something for you in my travels with Ares, so we might as well give it to you now if you want to come get it. It's
Of course. What?
all right.
I have some want to talk to you too. So this is, I think, a perfect time for us to go catch up.
Oh, I do think so. So as we're walking, why don't you, Demalagus, tell us a little bit more about your new friend, your companion? We haven't really properly met her.
Oh, right. Well, that is Zelkari. She was held on the yacht of that dragonborn that Arcades sent us after. He held her prisoner for over a year. Some sort of slave, and probably something much more disgusting than that.
That sucks.
That is awful.
She wasn't the only prisoner aboard the yacht. One of Arcades' chosen servants, I think, was also trapped there, and he was perverting some of her power, so she needed him to be destroyed. He also had some things of hers, which I've noticed is a pattern with Arcades, but we can talk about that later. So she was held aboard the ship. We sort of set it on fire, and by we I mean Dina, and so it had to be evacuated. Zelkari was inside, and actually she saved us all. We were at the docks, and the town was beginning to turn a bit on us because that Dragonborn, Cromage, was a hero of the town. Puffed himself up as some sort of champion, I guess, but I think he was just wealthy. And so it wasn't looking good for us, but she was able to cast a spell allowing our nightmares to run on top of the water, which allowed us to escape. If not for that, I don't know that we would have made it out.
Well, I have to say that's wonderful that she did that for you, and I'm glad you saved her from such an awful existence. I mean, slavery is not something I approve of.
Yeah, slavery's bad. Slavery's bad, I guess.
Yes.
Slavery is bad.
Absolutely.
I've done terrible things, but not that.
Yes.
Well,
Limits I would not cross myself. And that's saying for something for someone who was raised in a drow city, where slavery is commonplace.
sure. Well, she seems quite chipper and charming for having gone through that.
She had a difficult time of it. I've worked with her a bit to help sort of bring her around. Cupcakes actually helped quite a bit. We've come
Cupcakes.
close.
Anything else?
Well, I mean, we've spent some time together.
Oh. Well, isn't that lovely? Oh, look, we're already at my room. So let me get you the thing I got you. And she will pull out a small bag from her things. And when you open it, there is a very lovely, very expensive looking diamond. I thought maybe you would need this when you were spellcasting, and it came through the shop. And, you know, if it's better to be used as dust, we can always have it ground down to dust. But, you know, I just thought if we're all going to be traveling together, why not?
I don't know what to say. This is magnificent. This is a spectacular specimen. The cut is fantastic. It's actually nicer than the one I have. Excellent.
Fantastic.
Yes, indeed.
Oh,
I
I'm
can
so
use this with more than one spell. Perfect.
Fantastic. Oh,
Well,
fantastic.
Thank you so much for thinking of me while you were out and about. I'd love to hear more about what happened with you two, your special mission for Arcady.
Oh, well, yes. I mean, it's a bit of a tale. Maybe we wait for the whole group so that
Ah, yes, of course.
everyone knows. But I mean, I don't mind telling you, but you know, then I have to say it again, and yeah.
Right, yes.
But all right. Well, I'm glad it would work out for you spellcasting.
Yes, I appreciate that. I wasn't expecting it.
You're most welcome. So, all right. Well, hopefully they're going to be here soon for some cupcakes. But, Ari, anything you want to talk to Demalicus about?
Yes. So, kind of a favor. I pull out my book, my tome, and it's just a little, literally just a little black book. I see you use magic a different kind. I'm still a little off with it. Not really something that I studied, nor did I ask for, but here it is. And it seems sometimes I can learn things in this book, but it's not all my magic's based off this book. It's really just, it's a thing. But anyways, I am able to learn certain types of spells, even ones that are not, you know, typically seen with people like me. I'm not quite sure what I am or people like me are, but I know it's different types of magic. Anyways, I've seen
Possessed by demons, right?
I don't know. I don't know if it's real. I don't know who he is, what he is. If it's a he, they, them, I want to be respectful because otherwise it hurts sometimes. So, anyways, I have a book and I've seen you use a lot of pretty impressive magic. And particularly one with Identify, I believe. I've seen you.
Yes, indeed.
That seems super handy, and it's something that I can learn that I can't do right away, but it, like, if I concentrate it long enough, I can just do it. So I've seen you use your book. I don't know if it works the same way, but I would like if you would take a couple hours before we leave to kind of show me that spell, if transfer it. I'm not asking for your book or anything, but yeah, I think that would be. I mean, I can exchange into I don't know if I can teach you things. But
Possibly, but yes, I'd be more than happy to help you out. There are some intricacies and some tips I've learned about casting that particular spell as a ritual. I'd be happy to show you. That wouldn't take too long, but we'd have to set aside probably an evening or an afternoon.
yeah, I just need a couple hours. But any spells I've got. Also, I saw you too. There was a little more of a working with her. All you seemed to pair it up while we went away, but it's fine. It's fine. More the merrier. As long as everybody stays happy. Need to communicate better, but that's not here nor there right now. So, yeah, sorry. Anyways, maybe an evening you could teach me that. That'd be great.
Well, yes. Right, the spell. Yes, indeed. I'd be happy to.
Cool. Thanks.
Hmm.
Wait, did you just say you have voices too and demons in your head?
Oh, well, actually, had a very fascinating experience. Actually, I was going to talk to you about this anyway, Rhea. While I was looking through some of the items you had on display here, I had noticed a page. It looked ancient. It was in a forgotten language, but I was able to sort of suss out a bit about it, enough to get the general gist of what it meant, and thought I'd just come back and maybe look at it later. Went with Zalkari to get some cupcakes, and on the way back, the same page flew through the air, smacked me in the face, and got stuck there, which was bizarre.
Yes.
And I was flabbergasted, but I can take a hint when it's blatantly obvious. And so I reread it, and there were sort of instructions to put it inside of your spell book. And at this point, he will pull out his spell book, which you've seen it before, and it was sort of a fancy, brand new, immaculately kept tome with like a drow design on it. That's the same symbol he has on his robes.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's completely different. It looks ancient, weathered, worn, out of a completely different material. It's larger, but he's presenting it as though it's his own spellbook. And so when I did this, attached it to my spellbook, it transported me to another realm. My suspicion is it was the elemental plane of air, where I met a being called Rotha Kier. Offered me a bargain to sort of ride along inside my mind. And so occasionally he can offer insights.
I was studying trying to figure out my voice in my head when I was trying to study it. Did I come across that?
Let's see. Not that specifically. Excuse me. No, that's sort of a unique thing. Make a history check, if you would, and we'll see like what. Just in case it gets a super crazy roll.
Natural 19 plus 2. History 21.
You've read a lot about weapons and items that are oh gosh, what's the term? Boop. Where they have a presence living within them. But what Demalgus described is a little bit different still from those. Rather than an animate or a gosh, I can't think of the actual D&D term for some reason. But this, it feels something more akin to what you have going on versus, coming from an item. itself.
So I'm kind of recognizing it as a being of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
And did you make your way back to the shop to see if it was the exact same page?
Yes, I did, and the page is gone.
And Rhea, you'd know that it was a page with potent magic that was on display in your house while awaiting a proper arcane assessment from an expert, because the usual assessors couldn't decipher it.
Rothic Hair made it very clear that he was looking for someone like me to strike up a bargain with, which may have been why it was found in the first place. He has the ability to move it wherever he pleases.
And are you regretting this deal?
No, not a bit. It's actually worked out rather well.
Well, that's good. I suppose it's better that it's in your hands instead of just sitting at the house. But just promise me, let us know if you change your mind about that and you're not liking it so much.
Oh, absolutely.
Does it ask you to do things? Does yours ask you to do things?
Occasionally.
Like bad things?
No, never anything I would consider bad. It's Rothic here is more curious about the prime material plane. Could sense something about me, and he knew I'd be doing some traveling and seeing some sites he would not normally have access to. So he wanted to go along for the trip. He's given me access to a few abilities to compensate me for my time and the use of my head, I guess. It could have something to do with the circumstances of my birth, which I've also never discussed with any of you.
I was about to ask. You might have to elaborate on that because I don't recall.
Right. Well, it's actually a fairly recent discovery. And it has to do with everyone. And mostly it has to do with, well, someone who's been a threat to us since the very beginning.
The one I stole his pretty jewel.
Yes. Unfortunately. Yes, Vardok is involved in this tale as well. So we should probably, like you, and rather only go over this once, so
Sure. Well,
it's actually a bit disturbing.
Demaligus, look on the bright side. We'll be able to take care of whatever it is. And I know a great bar in Shadowfell. Or where did we go? What was that called?
Shadowgate.
Shadowgate, there you go. In Shadowgate. That makes the best drinks. So, worst case scenario, we end up there.
Right,
And
yes.
look at him and be like, pat him on the shoulder, like kind of just reach up. We can be crazy together.
Yeah. See? You found
Yes,
a new
indeed.
family.
I've never had a family. It's been nice, which is also strange.
Well, I haven't
I'm
killed
glad.
Good.
anyone yet, so that's a good sign for my next family.
Right. I'll keep an eye out for murder.
Murder's fine as long as it's not in the family. That's our motto.
Nice.
Oh, and Ray, I'd like to have a chat with you and Tassos
Okay, and I just
before
walk
we
away.
leave.
Oh.
Nice. Excuse me.
Anything you need, darling.
Y'all can find Tassos if you want. He's, buzzing about and barking some orders and trying to get stuff underway to repair.
Mm-hmm.
But you catch his attention. He comes on out and sits down, finds a comfy seat, probably in like one of the reading rooms or something. Sits down. All right. What can I do for Demaligus?
We'll need somewhere private to talk.
Nobody interrupt us till I say otherwise, or Ray. servants shut the doors to the room. All right.
That will do. Actually, this has something to do with what I was going to tell everyone at dinner, but I needed to speak with you two about it because you may be able to help.
All right. Kind of looks at Rhea and looks back at you.
My birth, unlike those of most people, was not the product of love or base lust, but part of a breeding program that's being run out of Shadowgate by Vardak and his illithid hive mind.
Hold on a second, Malagus. And he stands up and goes over to the drink cart and kind of pushes it over to everyone. I think, I don't know if you partake, but sounds like this conversation might just need a little lubrication. So,
yes, I think that's a good idea.
Yes. Tassos, you're always thinking of those sort of things. Thank you.
Pours you whatever your favorite drink is. Or kind of looks at you first like, yeah, this.
I'll take a whiskey or bourbon, please.
All right. How about I pour one of each? Pours two, puts them on the
Perfect.
table.
Good idea.
Does the same. Sits down. Clink, clink, clink. All right. My apologies, Malagus. Please continue.
This program has produced, well, I'm assuming a fair amount of subjects like myself. I've actually met one of them already. He was not as fortunate as I. I do believe the point of this is to produce those with the dragon mark, which may be why Rothakir was interested in me in the first place.
You mean, actually, I'm just going to see. And, Ray, if you want to roll a history check to see if you know about the Dragon Mark too. Ooh, okay.
Good Lord, probably not, but let's try it.
You can roll it with advantage given all, like, your line of work.
Okay. Oh, well, it didn't help, but thank you. Oh, it's a straight 11.
Okay, you probably wouldn't have come across it yet. Tassos rolled pretty well, so he's Dragon Mark. That's that in different bloodlines, right? They get some powers from some sort of mark runs in the family.
That's correct. Yes. So it may be that they have other beings with the mark that they're attempting to breed from.
Wow.
My suspicion is it was probably my father, but I can't be sure as I've never known my parents. But I did know my mentor, who was a paramour of my mother's. And he told me some things after his death. I have another name.
After his death?
Yes. Was able to... my mentor, a brilliant man. He thought I had provided me with the scroll of Speak with Dead. He knew his death was fast approaching. And so I was able to ask him a few questions even after he departed. He told me that I should be looking for a drow named Rajshal as well.
All right.
Does that name sound familiar to you?
You know what, Ray? Go ahead and roll another history check.
Oh, jeez.
It doesn't sound familiar to Tassos, but given your assignment, you may have...
Randy, I'm so sorry. You're talking to the wrong person. Oh, okay. Well, hold on.
See?
Oh, duh. No, there's no plus. Just a straight 18.
Okay, with an 18, you would have at least would have been in your breakdown on information regarding Shadowgate as someone to be wary of, someone that works directly for the Illithid. And does some sort of experimentation or science works.
Demalagus, I'm only a little familiar with the name. I don't know much about him.
All right. More to the point, I found out that the funding for this program is, I imagine it's a bit costly, is coming from Ikram.
Damn.
I see.
Yes. If you have no direct knowledge of it, I'd like you to put your feelers out, see if you can find out anything for me about that. Any
Absolutely.
funds being sent to Shadowgate or to Drow or Illithid especially, and be willing to trade my services however you'd wish for that information.
Well, I
It's
don't know
not
about you,
an
Tass.
immediate need, but it will have something to do with our battle with Vardok.
Well, I don't know about you, Tassos, but large amounts of money being moved out of the city that we don't know about. I don't need any incentive to have someone look into that.
Right on.
I mean, I certainly will take your services to Malagus, but we need to figure this out for ourselves.
Tassos just sort of raises an eyebrow. Well, yeah, absolutely, I agree. We need to get that taken care of, especially for something, funding something like that. That doesn't sound downright awful. And I know we do have quite a bit in our business, our line of work. That isn't
Yes.
pretty, but
Yes, I thought if
breeding folks.
money was moving out of Ikram in any decent amount, it would probably be the people to start with. So
Yeah.
I'd
Yes.
welcome any information. And yes, it is a hideous experiment. The other product of the program that I met was deformed in more than one way, mentally and physically. However, he had an incredibly strong resistance to magic, which I believe was part of the dragon mark, or perhaps a side effect they were looking to create.
Wow.
And
see.
I suspect the Illithid were probably breeding these subjects, including myself, as possible vessels for their own reproduction.
Oh,
All right. That's unspeakable. I mean, well, Demalagus will, I'll send a couple of messages while we're here, and then Tassos, if you can head this up while we're gone.
absolutely. Yeah, there's an order of things in this city too that you just can't sidestep. Whoever's doing this is not following the rules.
Vardok would be incredibly powerful. He's ancient for an Illithid. He is very well connected, and he is extremely clever. He will not want anyone to know where the funding is coming from. It will be secret.
Well, I'd have to say that if there's money involved, we're going to find out.
Excellent.
And there's, I feel like Tassos would mention, so in Ikram, Ray, you'd be very aware of this. Now, your family's been here for, how long? Probably, I mean, a century, or I forget if it's half elf or not. Okay. So when Ikram was first constructed, there's another large plot of land, not as big as the Davenstaar estate, but probably second to that in the city, that was constructed by someone around the time the city was put together. They're almost never there. There's servants there all the time, taking care of the place, this and that. They're extremely secretive. And because of their grandfathering into the city, it's the only reason that they don't have all the same connections, but they pay their tribute to the Davenstaars. They do everything need to. They just never really meet anyone face to face. It'd probably be the first thing that would spring to Tassos's mind, and maybe yours. Tassos might be like, well, I might want to look into that.
Would we have a family name for them?
You would. You just you have the estate name. Notes. Where are they? Okay. Let me think. Actually, I had two thoughts on it. I can't remember which I landed on. Silversmith Estate.
Okay.
Oops. Yeah. Tassos might not. Well, might be time we have a little meet and greet over at the Silversmith Estate.
I'd have to agree. I mean, we've wanted a reason to make their acquaintance anyway.
Yeah.
This could be the perfect reason.
Yeah. All right, I'll make those arrangements and send any information. You know what? Regarding something else you'd mentioned, Rhea, there is... he pulls out from a drawer nearby a fresh set of sending stones, a second set, and says, now I know you don't usually like to take these with you, but don't feel like I'm looking over your shoulder or nothing. Just share information while we're apart. I think might be a good idea.
I will agree this time because things have gotten a little bit more dangerous.
Yeah.
So.
Well, he opens up the sending stone to let you take one.
Okay. I will take one.
All right.
Thank you.
Takes the other. All right. Well, Demalagus, I gotta say, it's my bit of adversity you've overcome there. Can't say I envy you for your lack of family and all you've been through. But kudos to you for coming out the other end of it here as a fine gentleman that I know you to be.
Thank you, Tassos. That means a lot to me. It has been honestly wonderful being in Ikram. I've grown rather fond of the city and its inhabitants.
It's a strong city. Even with all this, we'll bounce back. Looks over at Ray to nod.
Yes, it's a wonderful city. We are blessed to have grown up here. Should we maybe find our friends so that they don't get worried and barge in?
Yes, that's bound to happen any moment.
I agree. Finishes the end of his second drink, and you, all right. I'm glad you shared this with us. And
Agreed. Thank you for your confidence in us, Demalagus. We'll take care of it.
Thank you very much. I appreciate any effort. And my services are yours.
Tassos stands up, walks by, kind of pats you on the shoulder a time or two as he walks by. Heads out the door and yells down the hallway, "All right, room's clear."
Well, should we invite the others so we can sit and have a nice chat and figure out what we're doing next?
Yes, a good idea.
All right. Can I call a servant to tell everyone to meet in the liquor library that we're in?
Yeah, you call for a servant, and you hear this really weird sound of like dunk-da-dunk, dunk-da-dunk, dunk-da-dunk come down rushing, and it's Magdalena on crutches, hopping on one leg. Dunk-da-dunk. Yes, ma'am. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm so slow. This wounds just aren't healing right. Oh, what do you need, ma'am?
I need my friends so that we can have a chat, and I'm going to reach out and grab her hand, and I will put my healing hands into her. I mean, it's only 7 points of healing, but I'll say. So, if you can do that as quickly as possible, please.
Yes, ma'am. She goes hustling back down the hallway.
That's not what I meant. More liquor. I pour more whiskey.
I was going to suggest putting a bell on her, but that's even louder.
Yes. Apparently she's taking care of that herself.
Here's some groans. Oh, she's going down the hallway. And of course, everyone else hears this approaching as she goes around and sort of rounds everyone up, calling everyone down to meet. As, Thaxel and Zelkari return and Oliver scurries, back to the playpen, his kettle in the back, and settles down on some hay, a full belly.
Out of a tray of cupcakes.
Ooh. Serves. Oh, ma'am. Let me try and help you out. Oh, no. Oh, all right. What can I do for you then, ma'am? Anything I can do? The door, maybe? I can get the door for you.
Yeah.
That would be fantastic.
Thanks.
Y'all meet.
And I'm gonna just yell, cupcakes.
As you all congregate, what in which room would you
Dita
like to
comes
meet?
running at cupcakes.
Oh, nice.
I mean, he doesn't
We
know
got
what's
that
happening.
one for you, and she'll point to the.
Oh yeah, I found a dark one for you.
Oh, dark chocolate. Excellent. My favorite. Thank you.
Okay. Well, don't touch the strawberries. Those are mine. And Tassos.
Oh yes, you and strawberries. I remember. And she's licking the icing off of her cupcake. This is probably the closest she's ever been to looking or acting like somebody young.
Oh.
And she's licking the icing off of her cupcake.
That's so great. Everyone, the rest of you pile in, one at a time, and you settle down at the probably the dinner table, wherever, to eat all the food and order, get some drinks out, whatever it is you want, along with the cupcakes and cake and goodies.
Y'all are welcome.
The voice in your head area is like, eat those. Those look best.
She takes it, just looks at it. I've never had one, and just takes a knife and a fork and just starts cutting it.
Oh no! What are you doing? What are you doing? No! Oh God!
Shove it.
You just gotta open your mouth and just
Which is
Dita
really
takes
funny
another
because
goes,
you're explaining
"Scary."
this to like a 13-year-old girl who looks like a 13-year-old girl just cutting this cupcake.
Ari, like this. And she takes another cupcake and she starts licking the icing off of it.
That's a way, but you don't want to do that. Just take a bite. Take a bite.
Ow.
picks off a strawberry.
It's pretty. If you like chocolate, it's pretty tasty. Oh, nice. These are good, and they're moist and fresh and delicious. All right, so you're all able to mow down on your food. I think Tassos is going to be about the building still, like trying to get things in order and everything, and get some stuff set up.
I say one. Two.
Okay.
No, I say two.
Neat. Servants come out. Anything to drink or anything else to eat aside, from the sweets?
No, I think
Drink?
we have everything we need on this cart.
Oh.
Oh, all right.
There.
Oh, what? Is there whiskey over there?
There is. Of course. This is the liquor library. All the good liquor.
Oh.
My favorite library.
Yeah.
Nice.
Of all the library.
My second favorite library.
It's going to be a late night, and something
So-
I've discovered is super delicious. And I start making Irish coffees for everybody.
Oh, nice.
This is what keeps me going, and I give everybody an Irish coffee.
We'll grab the servant though and be like, "Can you grab like a big pitcher of water? I have a feeling I'm gonna need that."
All right. Gives a wink and goes out and gets 2 big pitchers, ice in it to melt and and everything. There we are. All right. You're all sitting about the room, feeling moderately full with your cupcakes and booze and water and such.
Well, what next, friends?
I actually have a message from Kinava. She said to say congratulations to you, Ari and Rhea, on a job well done.
Good to know that our exploits weren't, didn't go unnoticed.
Yes, speaking of which, what happened?
Yeah, where did you go?
I may have been slacking a little bit on some of the details related to that. So
know, we
it's
could
fine
ask
if
her
you're all
about
like,
Also known as make it up, whatever you want.
So, I I knew I needed to go and do something for my family, and it happened to be in the same area that Rhea also needed to go find something. And while we were heading there, she came to us, and in the same way, said somebody had some of her shit, and we needed to get it back. She just really doesn't like taking no for an answer.
Yeah.
Found that out, so we went and did it.
I mean, it wasn't as harrowing as what it sounds like
You guys
your
went through.
trip was. Yes.
We were able to stay under the radar and kind of get it done, which is kind of our thing.
We
Yeah.
tried.
I know you did, dear. The Malagus told us it was terrible. I mean, awful. And Zell, thank you for bringing them all back. It sounds
They're
like you were the
pretty.
one.
No problem, no problem. She kind of just awkwardly like sips her water and then kind of ignoring the conversation.
No, we had to go into town, and there was an asshole there, who we discovered to be an asshole, who had an artifact of hers. So
Why does she keep losing her stuff?
I don't know.
That's what I would like to know.
I have a theory. I think it has something to do with the time of troubles. I have a feeling it won't be the last time we're asked to retrieve something of hers. So I think it would be unwise if we ever were to take anything not freely given to us by her. I'd hate to have to face down Kinava. She's terrifying.
Yeah, she isn't
Yeah,
most
she is.
pleasant. So, yeah. So, as Ari said, we dealt with that, and then we were in the same town, so we I had a member of the family that's from another branch that had to be dealt with. So, a little interrogation, a little cover-up, and then, of course, Ari, your thing.
they needed him dead, so it happens.
So, a couple of slips of the finger that happened,
This might be a personal question we can get into later. Dina, we've talked about bestowing of different types of magic here that we all have, and I have a feeling you all have been or have had your powers of sorts, abilities, for a lot longer. I've come into this only about 3 years ago, hence when I was still a child, it feels like a lot longer.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Just wondering when it seems everybody has an acceptance of magic, where they chose it or were born with it or studied it, and as she kind of like rolls up her sleeves, you can see like the spells that she has used at all times are kind of like in her skin.
That's right. I remember this.
That looks like it hurts.
Only the first time I learned one? Well, the first time I learned a new one.
So you learn a new spell and then it gets singed into your skin, or do you carve it in yourself?
No. I do not carve it in myself. It's sort of a...
He
Well,
does
see-
it for you.
Yes, because the first time I'm not a huge fan of magic. I was a little unwilling that first year. I've learned to be a little more accepting because it's gotten me where I need to go. Met you fine people. But you guys seem to have a lot more handle on it, and also acceptance of it than
I look at Ari, and is this you, or is the other one you? Which is you?
Oh yeah. I haven't. This is me. That would be me. I haven't aged in about 4 years. Time. I don't know.
Okay.
But it's also sometimes easier to get around unassuming. I've learned to, people aren't threatened. People drop their defenses around somebody like this, and it's pretty helpful when you need to get around, need information to find out, I don't know, why you have voices in your head that want you to use magic and put them on your body. So, but anyways, I just seemed, it's the accepting of magic and the different ways you've all come about it that's always put me off, which is why I've been a little hesitant maybe to accept the people who are so lighthearted with it.
I didn't have a choice either. I mean, it's in my blood, literally. And it took me a long time to learn to control.
I feel I still struggle with that as well.
Yes, well, when you burn down the school.
Hey, a house.
For the third time. With the teacher still inside. But anyways, so, yeah, I mean, being born with it is just however you acquired yours. It just is. You either learn to accept it or I think you go mad. But it's fun to play with. It can be fun. I can see where it would not be fun if it hurts the first time you get it. But I mean, it can be fun. And I mean, at this point, she's juggling balls of fire.
Nice.
Yes,
listen to her. It can be fun, Ari. I hear it in your head.
And people are less willing to tell you no.
Oh, that I've gotten down.
Yes. It's, whereas you were unassuming, it's amazing what a smile and a swing of the hips and a bit of skin will distract from.
Oh, usually it's just unassuming knife to the throat is usually my go-to. She's just caught straight face.
Yeah. And Dina's just like, I totally get it because she just she's not unassuming going straight for the throat. They want her to come sit right next to them before she goes to the throat. Just is. But you're young. It was. I don't know the particulars of your story. But you have a choice. You can accept it or you can go bad.
Thinking a little bit of both. Shut
Always
up.
an option. Always an option. And again, she's now juggling several balls of fire.
Nice.
In the middle of these people's library. as they're drinking alcohol, and the Maytan is every once in a while swinging in with the glass.
Goodness gracious.
Axel's just admiring her.
Yeah.
Dina's, I mean, she's learned to play with her magic. She had to control it or she was going to burn a town down, but it wouldn't be at somebody else's because somebody else forced her to do it. It would be because she did it. She just turned around and went, and set the world on fire.
Almost like Aries magic is really about getting an means to an end. So it's either painful, convincing, or something useful so she can continue to inflict either pain or get information out. So fun is a new concept. So that's that the lightheartedness of magic is something very new to her.
Yes, it's I mean, I'm supposing he can take it away from you. Mine can't be taken away from me, I don't think, unless they're a very painful message, which I'd really rather not explore.
Yeah, yeah, that would be interesting. She's now thinking about it because she's just looking at her book. It's like, take it away.
But I
Give
mean,
it.
you know, think about it. Some of the magic that you have, what are that Eldritch Blast thing, right?
To blow people up.
Oh, it's great for blowing people up. It's also great for getting apples out of trees, fishing.
Fishing.
That's awesome.
You have never seen.
Sorry, I didn't realize I wasn't on mute.
That's fantastic. It's dwarvish
There's all
fishing.
sorts of things you can do with it. Yeah.
Seems useful. So it's a Demalagus like learning something new and
Find ways to use it the way they don't want you to. And again, I mean, Dina, the whole fire juggling, this was a busking thing when she was first out on her own and making money on street corners. That was one of the ways she did it, was juggling fireballs. You know? Because busking. Food's undercooked? Not anymore. As evidenced by the bacon this morning, or yesterday morning, whenever it was.
oh god, that was just yesterday.
Yep.
Right.
So
Just have fun with it.
Harry lights up, just it casts like burning hands. And she can't really juggle with it, so she just keeps making this bigger and bigger and bigger.
And Dina goes looking around for some marshmallows and chocolate and graham crackers, and she's got marshmallows on a stick, and she's roasting them on.
Perfect.
Fantastic. So, I mean, so that might be why I come off as a little distant, per se, about this lightheartedness magic, but
We'll lighten you up.
we've been through a lot. We've clearly been through a lot, and I still think it's all because of us that these things keep happening, but that's for another time. So we have to go somewhere, right? Awkward that she's been talking a lot.
Aw.
Speaking of which, I'd like to suggest that while we're traveling, it'd be a good idea to experiment with our magic, see what sort of tactics we can develop together, different uses of spells.
That would be fantastic. I mean, I know
You
light and wings.
You mean like this, and I reach over and I tap Rhea and turn her invisible again?
Hey!
And then I turn around and... Yeah.
That was supposed to be for me.
I go up and I tickle Baxel.
Ah, game.
Awesome.
And then I drop the spell.
You liked
I
it a
can
little.
touch you guys and suck your life essence out of it.
I could turn into a direwolf.
Oh. Oh.
That seems cooler.
Yeah.
I know.
No.
Moon Moon, I miss Moon Moon.
All equally cool. Yes.
Moon was a one-time deal. Okay.
Yeah, but do you always get that dumb when you are a wolf? That one time, I mean, you have to admit she was dumb. Come on. I'm just asking if it happens.
That's the one time. I am not dumb any other time I'm a wolf. Forever. I'm pretty smart.
Mm.
I'm pretty wise. I may not be intelligent, but I am pretty damn wise.
Nice.
Baxel and Dina balance each other out.
Right.
They do.
Dina's
Next
been to school, but she
done.
makes poor life choices.
She doesn't have a very good intelligence, but she's pretty wise.
All right. Well, I would agree with everyone. We should have some good tactics going into the next few fights because it sounds like you hit some snags. We hit a couple of snags. You know. It's better safety in numbers. Know each other.
I agree.
In fact, Dina, I know you have connections in the next city we are going into, but as do I. But it sounds like we really should enter as a fortified group.
Yes. Well, I mean, anywhere there, people are less likely to mess with you if you have people. As you know, you have people. You've always had people. You haven't had to deal with a lot of shit because of that, because you've had people. When you don't have people, there's a lot more shit involved.
Yes, I mean, you know, there are the politics of having people, but I would agree that having people is better than not having people. And but it sounds like we might be doing things that I might not be able to just stamp the Davenstaar name onto. We might need to have our own name. Our own
name? Like
our own group.
Thaxel and Company.
Well, that's a good place to start the workshop, yes.
Oh. I'm not very good at I like fire.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Fire's good. I like fire.
I like the dark.
Yeah.
I'm stealthy. I like animals.
Mm-hmm.
I
Delicious.
love lightning.
All great suggestions.
What else do I like? I like strawberries.
The fighting strawberries it is. All right.
Oh, no.
It doesn't sound as strong when you say it out loud.
I think something simple and concise is usually easy. People have hired me for many of to-dos, and typically a name that is simple is a name remembered.
So like Thaxel and Company.
Less personal.
Oh. Well, we can use my alias is Remy and Company. That has a good ring to it.
I'm thinking of something more. I'm mysterious to it, an unknown, something that makes you question.
Something Lux.
Lux.
As in rich. Something that sounds...
luxurious.
Yes.
Hmm.
But it also means light and...
and dark.
Ooh.
Can we have dark somewhere in there? Because I really like the dark. The dark is more me. And more you, Dina.
Sure. I mean, I think we all have a little bit more dark in us than the average person, but that's not going to open a lot of doors. So maybe the dark part is a little less the formal name.
What about something like shadow of the world?
Assumed.
Mm-hmm.
Shadow
You know,
someone
we all are bonded to Akari now. Zolkari is as well, under the same bargain. Although her nightmares different.
Or dark.
But
Like a shadow.
she's sure, but I mean
They're like
Akari
shadows.
is a deity of the oceans.
Uh-huh. I like my thing. I want to be a shadow across the world. So whatever you do with that, I want that. I want to be a shadow in the world.
Mhm.
Across the land. Shadow of the land.
Umbra Terra. Or Terra Umbra, whichever way you want to say it.
What was that? Umbra? What?
Umbra Terra.
Is that draconic?
It's similar.
It sounds-
Derivative, yeah.
Derivative,
Wow.
yeah. It's
I like it.
Meaning what?
shadow on the land.
Love it. I'm an Umbra Terra. Hi, my name is Maxwell. I'm an Umbra Terra.
Well, maybe in the seedier parts of town you could say that, but as soon as you say shadow, it might, invoke a little bit of negative thinking towards us.
Perhaps the opposite.
Well, we have
Okay.
shadow and light and the land covered, right? So,
Land in the sea.
light of the sea, I suppose.
Okay, well, what is that?
Be Luke's Smarties.
How about you say that, and I will come in with Umbra Terra.
So we're the light of the sea and shadow of the land.
I love it.
I mean, I'm not opposed to it.
I like the contrast. I think it looks good. I think it sounds good.
So we can present as good people.
Lament.
A what?
Lament. Again, you gotta stick with something that's just like it can stand for this, but like when you introduce yourself and you're like Luz Mares Umbras Terras something or other you guys said, we're gonna need something straightforward. Because saying that over and over again.
So I'm a mutt?
No.
Lament.
Area, I agree. I think maybe we leave the shadow of the land off because it's going to scare most people. We just know that it's there, and we can use it when we need to be in sort of seedier parts of town.
Oh, I'll know it's still there.
I'm sure you'll whisper it under your breath every time we say,
Oh, I
Luke
will.
Snares.
I will.
I mean, we're not all against that. I mean, obviously, we want people to hire us and have a good perception of us, but we're also not against the more seedier type of deals as well, correct? For the right price, or because we're bored.
Correct. I mean, I'm not.
So I'm just saying, how some companies have a name and then also a little oh my god, what's the word I'm looking for?
Like a hidden.
Acronym.
A what? Like when companies have like a separate part of a company that's like
Shell company?
Like a shell company, yes.
Doing business as.
I don't know what any of that meant, but
So
yes.
we can be known to some people as Lux Race, and to the other crowd who might prefer the shadowness, Umbra Terra. We kind of need to play both sides. I mean, as you very much know, Rhea, like, there are some people who need to see some side of us, and some people who want us not to have that light.
You experienced that firsthand.
Yes, I did. So, how does that work? We are both
Yes,
when it becomes necessary.
I like it.
I like
I
it
like
too.
it as well.
Seems reasonable.
And if
Jill?
all else fails, deniability. We are both and yet neither.
Right.
Nice.
It's not like we're filing for an incorporation.
Right.
We can. I can do that if we want to do that.
A piece of advice. As long as we don't have a paper trail, we're going to be just fine.
Yes. So
Oh, a
I
real
mean-
paper trail. I mean, I can make fake ones all day.
Sure, absolutely.
it's a subsidiary of Davenstaar Enterprises.
So we're under Davenstaar.
Sure.
None of us.
At least the.
I look at Dax, I go, well, if you want to be.
Someone got it.
I got it.
I'm ignored it.
That's awesome.
I just picture Tassos just sitting in the corner, just beet red at this point, going
Nice.
avoiding looking at his sister.
Oh, he was uninvited to the party. But
Yeah.
there'd be plenty of
Oh,
He
beet
God.
sneezes elsewhere in the house.
So it's decided. We are both and neither when we need to be.
Okay. So this is what we're going to be whenever we walk into Pele.
I think the light of the sea is probably will get us farther than shadow of the land for this case.
Okay, that works. And
Is that
how
what
I know how to pronounce the Umbra one. What was the Maurice?
Luke's Maurice.
Oh, it's like lucrative. Okay, Luke's Maurice. Okay, I'm okay with this.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna take another sip of my whiskey.
Nice.
Well, might I propose a toast? Luke's Maurice, Umberterra.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Ting, 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 ting. Awesome. Resounding clang echoes through the liquor library. At the cheer. Yes, that's perfect. When you hear a dum, 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 oh, and the door kind of, you see the doorknob fussing for a minute, and the door swings open. It's Magdalena. Oh.
Mage hand is pushing back against it just a little bit.
I can't, I can't, she kind of waddles through sideways on her
Mary
crutches.
sees that and tries it too, because she has mage hand, but actually just like slams it
She
shut.
goes, once in the face, a good time. What is wrong with this door?
I give Mary a thumbs up.
That's amazing. Oh, she kind of leans on a crutch. Oh, gets inside, finally drags her casted foot in.
Very gusty in this room.
Well,
It wasn't me this time.
I
It's
didn't
gusty.
say it was you. I just said it was gusty. I
It
mean,
was
with the windows and everything being blown out, it's crazy.
well, yes, I reckon so. I've been told that you're all getting ready to depart here in the next day or anything. So is there anything I can get packed or saddled up for you?
I need to go shopping.
Oh, I have some things with the tanners here.
All right.
Dragonhide. I need to. Magdalena,
Yeah.
don't.
Oh,
I will take care of my own errands. Thank you.
I appreciate that. All right. Well, what can I do for the rest of you?
You can go check and see if the shop's open.
Across town in the storm? And she kind of looks over at Ray. Oh, all right. Which shop you looking for?
The magical one.
Our shop, darling.
Oh, of course. Sorry, my head. It's just so. Ooh.
I mean, I can give you a list of things that I'm actually looking for. It's quite a long list,
Oh, yeah.
but
Oh, Daxel, don't worry.
all
Don't
right.
bother yourself with that. Magdalena should have checked on it before you had asked.
You're
Right, Magdalena.
right. I'm sorry, ma'am. Yes.
That's all right. You hit your head. It's all right. I'll forgive you.
Thank you. Oh, what is it? I can. She takes whatever items you want to look for. Kind of looks around. Zelkari next. Anything that I can get prepped or packed for you, ma'am?
Just
Oh,
take care of Thaxel and eventually yourself.
what I can. I gotta put you all first. That's my job. Looks over at Airy. Anything for you, little miss?
Looks down and forgets that she's.
Nice.
No.
All right. My apologies. And you. And looks up at Dina. You, ma'am.
Oh, as I said, I'm fine.
I'm fine. All right. Good. That's right. All right. my head, sorry. And you, sir? Looks over to Malagus.
Demalagus will stand up,
Oh,
walk over to her.
take
While
a
he
step
does
back.
so, he's going to flip something out of his pocket. He's going to lean in very close to her and say, "You just take care of yourself, okay?" And he's going to slide a platinum piece into her palm.
Oh. She kind of looks over, ready to see if anyone noticed.
Yeah. Do I notice this?
Ooh, yeah.
I don't have sleight of hand or anything.
Oh no.
Try.
Yeah, give it a sleight of hand check to Malagus and perception for Rhea.
Malagus, you picked the wrong thing.
Zelkari's seen this move.
Too many times. Can I just add that she 100% already knows what's going on? She just keep her mouth shut.
Awesome.
I got a 9. So Zelkari's-
You grab it first and then give it to her.
Yeah.
Oh yes, you see it definitely clear as day. You see him slip that in. She kind of looks around and goes to pocket it, kind of like looking around the room, and looks over at you and sees you. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I think you might have dropped this. Don't want you to lose that. It looks precious, but I'll do as you asked.
honestly, for your help, keep it.
It's all right, Magdalena. You're allowed to have a gift.
Can I retract? I'll go to the store myself.
She takes the platinum from Tamalagus, looks at Thaxel. Are you sure, ma'am? You know, I want to make sure I take care of you. And,
I'll go to the store myself.
Sal's just gonna take her by the shoulders and turn her and gently shove her out of the room.
all right, is there anything you need to let me know? You shut the door.
Oh my god. Why do we allow this woman
Out
in
the
here?
hallway.
Because she works for that one.
Oh yeah.
Because she's related to someone important.
Huh.
It would cause a problem with them if she disappeared.
Yes, that someone is someone I actually am quite fond of. Have they
Oh.
met Valentine, Dan?
They haven't. They've met the dwarf gal.
Yeah, Rona.
Mm-hmm.
I love her.
And your father, because he was
Okay.
here. Mm-hmm.
He's her father is my father's closest advisor. Rona and Valentine, her father, are the two closest to my father outside of Tassos and myself. So, and Valentine is a intelligent, witty, amazing man. So, I mean, how he made that, I don't know.
And there was nowhere else to put her.
There was hope that perhaps under my tutelage she would, I don't know, find some skills, but unfortunately I'm not a very patient teacher.
I
So.
don't think she has any skills either.
Thank
Looking
you.
at
It's-
Ray and be like, you taught me just fine. I don't think it's you.
Yeah, it's
Thanks.
you know, I mean, you can't teach a pig to sing.
Oh, thank you. I mean, well, you know, luckily I've been on the road so much I haven't been able to take her with me, so hopefully they'll find some other
True
work for her.
blessing.
Right. I'm thinking in the shop, maybe. I don't know. I don't want her to drop things on people.
Yay.
Yeah, Magdalena around magic items is a scary prospect.
A very expensive taste of clients. Yeah, I don't want them being offended by her.
Excellent.
So, not that I'm trying to break up this happy whatever this is moment. Are we done? Because I wanna go that way.
No, we're not.
Oh damn it.
Sorry. I do have something to share with the group, just a bit of information before we proceed any further.
Story time? I pour myself another glass.
Yes, nightmarish story time. So,
My favorite.
before we went any further, I wanted to explain something that you didn't know. One of the reasons that Vardok is after us is not just because of our interaction with Akari's eye, but also with me. Vardok has been conducting an experiment for some time, and I am one of the subjects of that experiment. It's a breeding program to create beings with the dragon mark, which I am in possession
You were
of.
using us then.
Hmm?
You were using us
Using you
to get out.
to get out of the city?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I actually didn't know that then. Only found out after we left. When we were in
okay.
Stonehearth. Actually, my mentor, well, he's dead. I found his corpse in the city along with one of the other experiments. And, well, he left me a scroll of Speak with Dead, so I was able to ask him a few questions.
Did you get answers?
Yes, I did. I found out more about the program, what it's for, who's running it. But that's also part of the reason I am specifically targeted. I was bred as part of this program. He will want to take me back alive. And if it so happens that you are in danger as he tries to do so, I want you to let him take me.
Well, given that, and she holds up the ring, this covers anybody within 30 feet. And I believe our sea goddess friend has also permanently shielded us from anyone who wishes to use scrying or magic to locate us. I would think it would make it rather difficult for him to do so.
Oh, it's certainly thrown a wrench in his plans, I'm sure, and made it very difficult for him to find us, but he does actually have a presence in Ikram. He's getting
Have you
his
ever thought
funding
about
from
doing
there.
something with this?
Yes, I have.
Wait. Hold on. Hold on. Can you go back to what you just said? Something about Ikram.
Yes, Vardok has connections here. It's actually where the funding for the program comes from.
And
So-
I look at Rhea like,
He absolutely has spies here. And
We're on it.
protection
already.
from scrying is not going to prevent them from seeing me. Or you. He was in our minds. He knows what we all look like.
ugh. That doesn't make me feel good.
Except for Zelkari.
If it helps a little bit, I probably would get a little bit of heads up or warning because he clearly they them it she okay, it told me to grab the stone. I didn't know exactly what it was, but again, like I said, I do things, it keeps it happy, I feel better. So I don't think they'd be on the same side if he was willing to steal from him of clearly something he wanted, and I believe I saw him. So an enemy of your enemy?
Right, indeed. It's unfortunate any of the rest of you were involved at this at all. But I have laid certain plans in place for my capture. So if it looks like you're in mortal danger, I encourage you to let him have me and flee.
Well, to Malagus for whatever the connections are to Ikram. Tassos and I are going to find them out. You know. So
I
Daxel,
appreciate
don't
your
worry.
assistance.
Of
I have no
course.
contacts. Well, I have no contacts at all anymore. Except for Hez.
I look over at him. I go, well, actually, you have one sitting right there. And I point to Ari and I go, and one's sitting right there. I'm pretty sure Thaxel's connected to somebody somewhere. I'd say you have contacts. Maybe just not the ones you used to having.
I must say you're infinitely better company than the previous ones.
We'd probably bathe more often.
Certainly. Yes, you smell less of mushrooms.
I did sit in the rain for a while, so I should be good.
Actually, you kind of smell like strawberries. A lot.
Maybe. They are my favorite fruit.
Any other confessions?
One is enough for tonight, but I guess
Yeah.
got our shit. We've all got our own shit, and we've been through the ringer a few times now. So
I would like to stand up, go to Demalagus, and I'm going to take both my hands, kind of like clasp him on the shoulders and look at him like, I wouldn't just leave you to that hideous thing. Don't be a martyr. That's dumb. Or whatever you're going to call it. Call it whatever. Sacrificed, whatever. I'm going to go now. You're a good man. And pat him on the head. And, like, can I leave now? This has been really great, but I'm
You're dismissed.
Yeah, I
thank you.
I get up and I'm waiting for Thaxel. I give her a hug.
Oh my god. I'm gonna just stay in this hug for just a little bit longer than I would normally.
Yeah.
We do.
Excuse me. Nice.
Demalagus will attempt to sort of hide that he's wiping away a tear.
Ari sends a message into his head, be like, sometimes the voice can be me.
Rothakia, meet Ari. Ari, Rothakia. He's flirty. It's a thing.
It's a thing.
If it can somehow work where, like, if I send a message and receive one back from both of them, like, and I just have 3 voices is coming back at some time.
That'd be amazing.
Okay.
Have a dinner party, yeah.
And that's one friend, and that's another friend, and that's another friend.
All right, the night is settling in. It's a couple hours past dark. Everyone slowly, gives a groan as they get up out of their seats to prepare, get a good night's rest, which I'll give you all right now just in case I haven't. Before, traveling. I don't know, are you all planning on traveling in the morning over to Paylane?
I would like to go to the shop before we leave at some point.
Okay.
Yeah, we
We'll
can
leave
get
the-
out of town.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I just need to hit the Tanners here to speak to the Tanner in the morning, but that's, again,
Okay.
as long
Yeah,
as
we could do that on the way out of town.
Yeah,
Nice.
Perfect.
my stuff is ready.
Sending
Do we-
message.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Ari just wants to send one sending message to her peeps before
Ah.
she leaves.
Okay.
It's something small. I can just write to you.
Okay. Neat.
And is this going to be our last night in town? Do I get that feeling?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I'd probably head over to Rafferty's, but we can deal with that tomorrow.
Okay, neat.
Next week.
Exciting.
We're playing again tomorrow, guys.
That'd be amazing. It's just
I
how
wish I-
invested you are in the game. It's tomorrow when we make up.
Tomorrow.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I'd go over this evening. She'd go over.
Okay. All right. So y'all get your plans in your heads for what you need to do tonight and in the morning. Thaxel, you're about halfway down the hallway when a servant comes up and says, ma'am, here are the different sorted ribbons you asked for. Variations in colors and such. Will this do?
Yes. That.
All right.
Wow, you're just so helpful. Thank you so much.
Certainly, ma'am.
Pat her on the head.
She gives you the box of different ribbons and such, and off she goes to continue. And the night draws to a close. as we wrap up this week's session. Yay! So look forward to next week / tomorrow morning as the group unpacks and packs up and wraps up the last of their stuff in town and heads to their next adventure, the next arc, as it were, over in Pele. It's an entirely different city. It's going to be interesting role play with a little more battle than we've had. That's the way to move up the ranks and get access to people and money and other things there. Awesome names. So we should give props to the players for coming up with the idea, the concept of the two names, and two equally awesome names at that. So super cool. Thank you, players, as always, for everything you bring to the game, your company, your imagination, your role play, and all the wonderful things that you are. And thank you, viewers.
Thank you, Dan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
Aw.
We wouldn't do this without you, so.
Oh, neat. I'm
And
just.
thanks to Mrs. Children for staying
Yes.
asleep.
That's
Right?
wonderful. That's so good to hear.
Right?
It is nice once they start settling back into the new. Good. All
I
right.
think you're muted, Ms.
No, well,
No, I can hear
There
you.
you are. Now we can hear you.
Yeah.
All right. So look forward to next week when we find out what happens with everyone. Woo! So glad to have Ray and Ari back, and awesome roleplay tonight. Awesome. I love it. Have a great night, everyone. We'll catch you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Mhm.
Bye.